Welcome back, people. It is episode 45 of season 4 of the Taxi Squad podcast. We're recording this on November 6th. You'll be hearing this on Thursday, November 7th. If you haven't yet, you know the drill. Hit that subscribe button in and around here. I think it's closer to Vince's Fotch. And then, of course, share it to your favorite people and subscribe on all platforms or wherever you get your pods. We got a fair amount to get into today. Some strange and unusual topics. Vince is a traveling man, been around the world, made a lot of stops. And then not only that, you'll hear about the boys' fun trip in AZ over the weekend. It was a lovely time. We got some college football talks. The boys were absolutely Eddie Mush over the weekend, and we'll get into that. We got some NBA people talking about siblings getting pushed in the fotch. We also got some World Series breakdown as to why we were egregiously wrong, and air it out in NFL picks and talk. It's the Taxi Squad podcast.
Come on, everybody, celebrate. The Taxi Squad is here today. So lose the blues, kick back and relax for now. They talk about sports and stupid stuff. They're probably wrong and it might get rough. So welcome back. It's the Taxi Squad. Yeah.
Vince, how are you? It's great to see your face again.
I know. I missed you so
Dude,
much.
you've been missed.
No, I just got back from Arizona, hanging out
Did
with this
you?
handsome boy.
Get out.
Had a good time, and now we're here. So
And we're
yeah,
back.
weather report, 55 degrees all day today. I'll fucking take it. I like that a lot. It's hoodie weather. We're rocking.
Dog.
It's football weather, even though I've given up on the NFL, and we're good. Now we're rocking. Now we're good.
Hey, Vince, you know, the weather wasn't far off here. So
was
thank you
good.
for your weekly forecast, Vince the
Yeah.
weatherman.
Yeah.
Also the pastor, also the king. So
Ooh.
Vince, it was 60 today.
Ooh.
And this morning it was in the 40s. I haven't felt the 40s in a hot minute.
Yeah, nice
So
little
that was-
open the door fucking vibe that we had going.
Oh,
Pretty
oh,
good.
Open door vibes, Vince, right? I mean, not very buggy. You don't get a bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people walking around. Some lady today kind of bothered me. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
nice.
Because I got
Why?
all the windows. I sound like Sebastian Maniscalco. You know what
So I
bothered me
open up
today?
all the windows.
I opened up every window, and some lady walking her dog to take a shit stood in front of my window and stared at me while I'm laying on my couch. Hand up your shot. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like, I can't make this shit up. I'm just sitting there, and she just stares in, and I'm like,
Maybe she was
hi,
curious.
I'm here also. Curious to I feel like I'm in a fucking fishbowl. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, ooh, you want a little,
Here, buddy. Would you like a Snickers bar?
Don't tempt me with a Snickers bar.
Hey, you're not you when you're hungry.
Top 10 candy bar. Top 10 candy bar. Maybe
Let's
all
do
time?
that. Let's do top 3. What's your top 3?
Top 3.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So it's a toss up for a Snickers or $100,000 for
Okay.
one.
Okay. I
All
like
right,
100
so I guess
grand.
that's like 1 and 2, depending on the day, right?
Yeah.
And then a number 3, which I did have over spooky season because, you know, candy, is a Twix. When was the last time you had a Twix? Come on.
That's up there for me, bud.
Twix, like right there, top 3.
Yeah.
A sub for a 4th. And growing up, I was never into them, but I got into them as I got, you know, older. And got
It's like
into
MILFs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not a MILF guy until you hit about 25, and then you're like,
Right.
it's possible.
You know what? I'm into this.
You know what? It could happen.
Oh, yeah.
A Butterfinger.
Yeah.
The
teeth,
fresh
though.
Butterfinger.
The teeth, though. It gets
What
so
about the
stuck in
teeth?
your teeth. It gets so stuck
What
in your
about
teeth.
what about the tits? What
I
about the
like
tits? Are you telling
Butterfingers,
me?
but trying to lick it or like get it out of your teeth is like an adventure.
Yeah, tell us more.
That's it. That's all I got.
Tell us more, bro. What do you
That's
got
all
on
I
that?
got, man.
You gotta lick it and spit it and stuff.
Hey,
What are you doing?
Giving
What are you
you
doing?
my top 3. Number 1, much agreed upon thing. The seasonal Reese's. like the trees and the pumpkins and the bunnies, dude.
Yeah.
Because the mixture, like the
Yeah.
peanut butter to chocolate, is just elite. Way better than the cups. Number 2, this is why I said it, Twix all day. The combination of crunchy and the
Twix.
sweet with the caramel. Oh,
Cookie and the crunch. And
come on, dude. Yeah. Number 3, peanut M&Ms.
that's not a candy bar, Vince. That doesn't substitute as a candy bar.
It doesn't?
No, that's not.
I
Because
also
they're
did I say
individual little
top 3
fucking bites.
candies?
No, we were talking about candy bars. I thought we were on the
Okay.
bar
Well,
method.
bars,
You
you know,
got to stay
'cause
on the
also
bar,
you
like
could
a
put
bar of
those
soap.
You could put those nerd gummy clusters up there too, but I'm not gonna because that's a different type
That's
of
not.
candy.
I think
I'm
candy
aware.
bar. I think
I
chocolate
get
based.
you. I
I
get
think
it.
right.
I get it. Payday, just kidding. Almond Joy, just kidding. Um,
Gross.
yeah, no, I know.
Are
I
you
actually don't
80?
mind an Almond Joy though. I don't mind an Almond
Are
Joy.
you
Um,
80?
no, I'm just
Let me go.
I've
Let me
I have a
go get my
distinguished palate.
retirement and my almond joy. You fucking
Not quite.
boomer.
What's up? What's up? No. Yeah, number 3's tough. 100 grand was a bold one. I like that.
Oh yeah.
That might be it because I don't care for a crunch bar. I
Yeah,
don't
crunch
really.
bars. Eh, I need caramel. I
Oh,
need
you know
something
what it is?
nougaty.
It's a Reese's Nutrageous. You ever had one of those? It's
Sometimes
chocolate.
I get nutrageous.
Do you?
Ah,
Nasty, gross. The middle
I've
is
been a
the middle
nasty
is caramel
girl.
and peanut butter, and then peanuts are rolled around it, and then they pour chocolate over the top. It's good. It's not that far off from a Snickers, but better in my opinion. This
Okay.
is my
You
list. This is my.
you
I'm
go.
allowed to have my own list.
This is his list, and he can cry if he wants to. Mike
Yeah.
went traditional. Vince is going way off the
I
beaten
like
path.
the peanut butter. I like the peanuts. I like that.
So if we're talking M&Ms, though,
Yeah.
peanut butter M&Ms are the best.
Disagree. I
Have
hear
you
this a
had 'em?
lot. Yeah, I hear this a lot, and I disagree.
Bro,
The peanut
you're on
M&M
something.
is a perfect little candy, and you can't get better than that. They've never improved on a peanut M&M. Because the peanut butter, it's like all soft and stuff. I like to have that little bite in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Like a little crunch.
Yeah, a little bit of
But
crunch.
then
in
you're
there.
not a fan of the crunch bar. So this is very interesting.
Because
to
it's
me.
not a peanut crunch. A crunch and like a rice crunch versus a peanut crunch is. See, we should have started a snack show with our big boy tendencies. We would have
Oh,
had that taken
we
care of early.
we could have
Yeah.
ruled the world with that.
Today we're
I
going to
mean,
review Doritos Spicy Nacho.
I feel like every week we should review a new food. I feel like
Maybe.
let us
That
know how
sounds
you
like-
feel about it.
That sounds like an off-season thing to be honest. We
Yeah,
just
honestly, after
rank
football
foods.
season's over, just every week, just be like, all right, so today
Yeah.
we have Takis.
Yeah. This is going to destroy my diet, but it's all right. All right, let's get into it.
Get into it,
I
Vince.
went to Arizona. I went to hang out with you this weekend.
Yeah,
It was
you did. It was
lovely.
a great time.
It was lovely. I'd like to start with the negative and then go into the positive.
All
Are you
right,
into that?
Vince, tell everyone about your strange and unusual little day.
I don't even know if it was strange. It was just horrible. I'm leaving Arizona, right? And in happy spirits, ready to get home. We really got after it this weekend. A couple 2-tree gins, couple 2-tree vodkas, couple 2-tree, carb-based foods. Lost all of my money in my DraftKings account. That's all gone now. That's fine. Just paid up to the game. Mush Central for Vince this weekend. I go to get on the plane. I have a layover. It sucks because everybody in Chicago was going to Arizona. Didn't plan this out. Did not do it properly. Didn't mean to go when the Bears were playing that. All of this was
Doesn't
bad.
listen to his friend.
Booked it too late. He told me to book it early. Yada, yada, yada. Who cares? Regardless, that was the situation I'm in. So get on the plane. We're flying. I'm like, okay, this is fine. I got a bit delayed, but I'm like, this is fine. We'll just go there. I'll get home, whatever. We fly to Dallas. Oh, treacherous downpour. Didn't know that. Fly around Dallas for like an hour, and the guy's like, if you haven't noticed, we are flying in a circle right now. We are about to run out of gas, so we're going to reroute to Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I go from Phoenix to Dallas to New Mexico, where we can sit on the tarmac for an hour while we refueled. We go from Albuquerque back to Dallas. Obviously, the connecting flight gets canceled. We end up in Dallas, and they give me a new flight at what time? But 8 a.m. So I'm there at 11:30 p.m., and I have to stay in the airport from 11:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning to get on a plane. I couldn't sleep in an airport because how are you supposed to be able to do that? So I'm just laying there dozing off for like 20 minutes over and over. It's like 4 a.m. I'm like, I'm really hungry and I need to go get something to eat. So I eat 4 a.m. orange chicken. Bad move. Not a good move. Not a
Ugh.
good move at all. I should have thought that one through, but I didn't. Get on the plane, end up getting home at like 11:30 a.m. So I was in an airport or in a travel situation from 11 a.m. on Monday to 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday. So that was 24 straight hours of travel. It was horrible. I had a bad time. I was keeping you in the loop. I was keeping my Instagram in the loop. And goddamn it,
Oh,
getting home was the best thing that ever happened to me on Tuesday.
oh, Vince, you are a funny, funny fella. So I would like to preface this whole situation, which Mike said literally the night
Yep.
before Vince leaves. Hey, Vince, if you decide you want to stay till Tuesday, could be fun tomorrow to watch Monday Night Football
Yeah.
and just broadcast, have a little fun with it. Dude, I got to get back.
I was ready to go home.
Okay, he was ready to go home. You know, staying 3 days with a friend, I understand sometimes it can get a little tumultuous. I thought we were having a great time.
I
But
did
Vince
too,
likes to be
but
the
you
sad
were at
little
your
lone
home.
boy.
You were at your home, you
I'm
know.
kidding. I'm
Come on.
kidding. So I drop him off at the airport at 11-ish. His flight was at 1 originally, then I gets pushed to 3. So I'm like, hey, you want me to come pick you up? He's like, no point. I'm like, okay. And then as this day progressed, it just became, welcome to the shit show. It was just like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong for this poor
Guess where
guy.
I am? Albuquerque.
And then Mike's doing his research while he's telling me this.
Yeah.
So under U.S. federal travel guidelines,
Yeah.
airlines on the travel list, which flows from United to American to Delta to all of the major providers,
Yep.
have a policy that if they delay you overnight, they have to accommodate you per a night in a hotel stay. That's
Yep.
the law. There are a few airlines that are exempt from that list.
Yeah.
Which one does this fucking guy choose?
I
But
had
the
to. I
Greyhound
didn't have a
buses-
choice. I didn't have a choice. I wasn't spending $1,000 on a flight.
I know.
couldn't do it.
So this sucker guy
Fuck me.
decides, fuck it. I'm going to take the Frontier. He'll
Yeah.
never do that again.
Ever.
Ever.
The customer
ever.
service
No,
got
not
the
ever.
business yesterday, dude.
Yeah.
And they were gonna give me a voucher for another flight. I'm like, I'm never getting on one of these planes ever again for as long as I live. It was horrible, but hey, you know what? I got home. I'm good.
You know what
I'm-
effed you in the A? What truly effed you in the A
It was Dallas.
No, it was the connecting flight. Yeah.
That's what
Now,
I'm saying. Well, yeah.
if you
well, also
flew,
if it wasn't Dallas too, because Dallas was having one of the biggest storms they've had in 2 years.
right, if you flew direct to Chicago out of AZ, you would have been home, no problems.
Well, I should have just immediately changed my flight. That's what I should have done, and I didn't. And it just had sick all over it. It just had bad all over it. But you know what? You go through the hard times to appreciate the happy times.
Yeah, I mean, hey, as long as you got home in one piece, yeah, it was a day late, but you got a day to hit the reset button, recoup. Now we're on
Yeah.
the pod. Great.
Now we're
Now
back.
I have a question back to food topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ate orange chicken.
Yeah.
Did you have to take a 2 on the plane?
No, but
There's nothing
Listen.
worse.
I was so unconcerned with all of these things. I got on the plane, sat down, and passed out. Straight up. Woke up
Good.
from the flight attendant saying, "Hey, can you lift your tray table?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am," because we're about to land. This is great.
Oh yeah.
Lethargic, horrifying. Get in the Uber,
Tired.
have a wonderful conversation with a nice Ethiopian man. Get to my house, open the door, knock out. It was great. It was euphoric after that. But no, it's, I did have to take one promptly after, but I'm not going to get into the details.
Good for you. You got to get rid of that shit, literally.
Well,
Well,
let's talk about our actual time there, huh?
we had a fucking hoot, Vince. I
We did.
tell you what.
We did.
We oddly, I don't know what happened. We caught like lightning in a bottle of people giving us free shit.
yeah.
No matter where we went,
Yep.
went to 2 different bars, got 2 rounds of drinks, and it's not like we were going to, the sports bar up the street.
Yeah.
These were fine fucking establishments.
Yeah.
We order 2 rounds of drinks, martinis, mind you, and we just
Uh-huh.
start shooting this shit with the bartenders. And before you know it, our bill comes 20 cents.
I think so. Like, yeah, it's something crazy. Just comps, like, yeah, crazy.
Fitz and I look at each other like, what the fuck just happened?
I was like, we have to give him $100, right? He's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
We gave him a
all
C.
day.
And
all
they were
day.
like, guys, thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Come back 2 nights later. Okay. We're there.
We
Same
knocked down
shit.
3, right? We have 3 different drinks that night.
3 different drinks at the same bar, same spot. Because we came
Yep.
back. We're like, okay, this night we're going to pay him.
And they charged us
charged
for 2 Tito's pours.
These guys.
It was like $17, something like that, or something
These guys.
crazy.
We had.
And then we
had
went
a
to
riot.
another place to get pizza. We got 2 bottles of wine, and they only charged us for 1. So it was just constant free stuff. I don't know why. You could probably tell that when we're together, it's kind of chaos mode, and we're chatting with everybody, and that's just
No.
how it goes. It's just how it
Hey,
goes.
We're social butterflies.
How you
And we
doing?
tell everybody, hey, we're here for a good time, not a long time. Listen to the Taxi Squad podcast.
Yep.
Now, if you were a betting man on this lovely weekend, you should have faded the fuck out of us because we
Everything.
did shit.
Yeah.
We did absolute poo-poo. Everything
probably
we touched
based-
turned to mush.
What, like 10 to 12 bets on Saturday?
We just bet the board and we're just
And
like, half of these got to hit.
and none
one.
of them were parlays. All of them were straight up,
Straight
and
bets.
we hit a game. We hit Vanderbilt. We hit a game.
Shout out
It
to
was-
Vandy.
It was so bad. And once Sunday came around, I'm like, I'm not even placing any bets today.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so
We were
bad this
mushed.
weekend.
Mush.
Yeah,
Mush.
so we did that essentially all day. We went to a couple of different places, blah, blah, blah. Didn't make any money off of that. Sunday comes around, we're like, Bears are here. It's going to be cool. Let's go and watch a game.
Hyped.
We are at this burgers and beers place. Gave me a little tummy ache, but it's all right. We had
Gave us
couple-
a little odds.
couple 2 tree there, couple appetizers, all that stuff, watching the game. Not great. We're like, second
Yeah.
half might be good. Let's go to the casino. We get in one of those driverless cars. I almost pooped myself, but it was
It was
kind of cool.
fantastic. Waymo's
is-
amazing.
It's weird though. It is weird.
Great. You loved
It's-
it.
I thought it was cool, but I was also like, anything could happen.
Here's
at
the
any
lovely thing. So I hate to say it. I trust, the driverless car more than I trust Gigak from Ethiopia.
I
taking
don't.
me-
I don't. I honestly don't. Because you don't know what other
I
people
don't
are
have to
going to
make
do.
small talk. I don't have to make small
Yeah,
talk.
and you hate
Make it
doing
cold.
that.
No. not a
Yeah,
fan
it's the
sometimes.
worst shit for you, isn't it?
Not just saying, I talk enough for a living. So with that, it's nice to sit in a car and not talk to anybody.
It's true.
Now, what's also nice about it is you don't feel a need to tip somebody 5%, 10% because they drove you up the street.
That's true. That's a good point.
If there's nobody there, you pay the cost, you're done.
Yep.
And they drop you off just like anything would. And it's like a way of the future. You feel like you're in a dystopian future.
It felt more safe than I expected,
right.
but it still was very weird first time. I'm like, I don't know how much I like this.
Let's put it this way. The Waymo may take a traffic circle better than Mike takes a traffic circle. And I'm man enough to admit it.
Yeah, it's way more good at that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this guy.
So
this
we get to the
fucking guy.
casino and we're like, we'll watch the game. We'll hang out for a bit. That's when shit hits the fan. That's when the Bears were down, like 15 at that point. We sat down. All bad things. No comeback in sight. Everything's bad. DJ Moore's off the field. Matt Eberflus looks lost more than he's ever been. Shane Waldron deserved to be like Dennis Allen and get an axe right off the bat. We leave. We were there for 30 minutes, but one thing really ground our gears, and I think it had something to do with who they were, but I'm going to let you kind of explain what was happening here.
How much time we got?
Not a lot.
Okay.
So, not a lot. Do what
We
you
go
do.
to the sports book. This place is like football heaven.
It is. It's beautiful.
It's great. There's TVs everywhere. You could go up to the guy, say, hey, I want to bet 1, 2, 3. Give me 20 on that. Give me 30 on that. Whatever. So granted, there's people there watching games in their jerseys, sweating bets, super fans, one could call them. And I'm standing at the bar. I'm wearing my Bears hat. And I order us a round. A Packer fan walks up. Immediately, I'm like, I don't like this fucking guy.
That's good.
And then He looks at me. He's like, "This is just the worst day for the both of us." And I'm just like, "Uh-huh."
It was bad for the
Got
Packers too, but
Yeah,
yeah.
fine, which is fine. I'll take it. I'm like, "Yeah, man, what are you gonna do?" And I looked at him. I said, "You from Wisconsin?" And he goes, "No." I'm like, "Okay, so you are like the equivalent of like a fucking Cowboy fan that lives in New York, right?
In a way,
So
sure.
you're that fucking guy."
Yeah.
So I get our drinks to go back to the table. Vince and I are just fly on a wall watching the Bears just shit the bed completely.
Yeah.
And we're just getting sadder. Now we're getting pissed off. And the reason we're getting pissed off is fucking Packer Dick is sitting with all of his little Packer fucking cronies in the middle of the floor. And they are like hyped up for the Packers scoring drive, the one
Yeah.
fucking scoring drive they've had on the entire afternoon. And they are like high five, and they're like, "They're coming back. They're coming back." And there's like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And Vince
Yeah.
looks at me. He's like, "What the fuck are they so excited
Well, I
about?"
was like, this is
I'm
like
like-
that meme where it's like Chris Paul hits a 3 and to reduce the lead to 42. I was like,
Right.
this is so.
And then this fucking guy, after a completion, gets up from his chair and starts high stepping around it and screaming like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. It was
At
embarrassing.
that point, I looked at Vince and I said, "You want to get the fuck out of here?" And he just looked at me. He's like, "Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I do."
let's go watch Sunday Night Football at your house.
So we were just immediately out. I don't like Packer fans. Sorry, I'm sure
well, listen,
there's a few of you out
some
there that
nice
are good.
ones. There's plenty of nice ones.
okay.
It's just like that was bad.
Let me rephrase this. If you're from Wisconsin,
Yeah,
and you're a real Packer fan, I respect you. I like you. Okay?
or if your family is and you don't live in a place with a team, like shit like that makes sense.
If you're like the Yankee fan that lives in, Florida,
Yeah,
that tracks though, because I get it.
yeah,
But you see what I'm saying. If you're the Packer fan that lives in Arizona and you have
Yeah.
no ties to that state,
if you're a Yankee fan that
immediately-
lives in Chicago,
dick,
why?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
just not a
these-
fan.
These
So
guys
that-
stunk.
we-
These guys
We
stunk.
hated that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole group stunk. We weren't in the mood for anything. We get back
Oh,
to your
so
house to watch
sad.
Sunday Night Football, and it was just like, God, what a damper on a beautiful time. And we'll get to it more.
Just made us sad. We'll get
Yeah.
into more sadness,
Yeah,
the
but-
factory of sadness.
But
Sorry to start off sad.
wife was like, "Whoa, you guys are sad." We're like, "Yeah,
Oh, it was just, listen, the day of losing all bets was better
way better,"
and more fun.
because we did it to
Then-
ourselves.
Yeah, because we did it to ourselves and we're just like, whatever, 40
Yeah.
bucks down the drain. Fuck it.
Right.
But the Bears,
It's
they
always the
tear out your
Bears.
soul.
It's always
They
the Bears.
tear out your heart.
Your
All right, let's talk about college football.
College football again, much central for your boys, but some interesting changes in the landscape here.
Fun
Um,
afternoon
I would-
of games.
Yeah, I would like to start off with SMU, Mike. SMU is now top 13? They're 13th in the nation now.
Yeah.
We had a couple back and forths. They took care of business against Pitt. It really wasn't close at all the whole game.
All right, let's talk about this.
That
for a
was so
second.
long. Okay.
I was
Yeah.
thinking.
They scored
So-
24 in the second quarter. Like, what are we doing?
I thought SMU wasn't that good, and I was wrong.
They're good, bud.
And Pitt, I thought, had a fighting chance to win this damn game, but SMU is back to the Eric Dickerson SMU
Yeah.
of the 80s. They look good. Now they're ranked for like the first time ever. This was like the SMU team you decided to rebuild in NCAA football.
Yeah.
You didn't think it would happen. I'm like, okay, Pitt's undefeated. They're ranked 18th. They're going in to play a tough game. If you read all the rags, they're like, this is going to be a close game. It's going to go down the wire. Boom, 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 boom.
Nope.
It didn't. And you know
Second
what? I'm
quarter,
just like,
24-0 in the second quarter. That's how you win football games.
and the week before they played Duke and turned the ball over 9 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Duke gets smoked by Miami, which I guess tracks.
Yep.
But Duke at one point was leading at the half, and then Cam Ward.
That's
Now,
Cam Ward thinks.
one thing I would like to point out, um, Cam Ward, very good. I do believe that when Miami plays Clemson, if they play them for the ACC,
Yeah.
that may be easier than thought of. Because I had eyes on
Clemson?
Louisville. Clemson.
Yeah, Miami's better than Louisville for sure.
Well, that's been proven, even though Louisville plays people tough.
Yeah, they played
Louisville's
Notre
a
Dame tough. Notre
sneaky
Dame's a
little
top 10 team. They played Miami tough. Miami's a top 10 team. They smoked Clemson. Clemson was like a baby with the poop in their diaper this week.
They just didn't have it. They
Nothing.
really didn't
Couldn't
have
throw
it.
the ball. Couldn't make stops. It was just nothing.
Playing a home game, you thought undefeated they were going to be fine, but man, Louisville really came in and they showed them what's up. 33 points in a road game is kind of unheard of.
Yeah, in Clemson. That's the thing too. Like at home, they get beat like this. Like, granted, teams lose. Something sweet about Dabo losing though. Something nice when you see Dabo Swinney on the losing end of a game. I like that a lot. I think it's just my spitefulness.
I like Dabo overall. Like I love Dabo when he was with the. I really like Dabo when he was with Deshaun Watson before he got cringy, and then during NIL times he got really cringy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was the path that happened with him.
Yeah,
So,
he just started pissing me off when he was with Trevor Lawrence and they were like unstoppable. I also hate seeing people successful. So I guess that might be it.
I mean, yeah, I see it, but like you weren't rooting for Saban for the downfall of Saban.
I was rooting for this downfall. I was just waiting for him to leave. I knew the downfall wasn't coming.
Let's talk about the start of our Big Ten Saturday.
Shall we?
Vince was adamant.
Fuck Ryan Day, dude. I hate him. I hated that game. That game just stunk.
He doesn't win big games, though.
He doesn't. He only wins big games if it's Penn State, because Penn State has Kirk Franklin. And guess who else doesn't win big games? This was we don't win big games off. This was just two coaches trying to lose the game the whole time, which is what was happening the whole time. Really, if you play it back.
Ohio State kept scoring into the fourth quarter.
Pick six. Ohio State pick six right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, but that was in the beginning of the game. It doesn't matter.
Penn State does. Yeah, pick sixes always matter for momentum. Penn State was at home. They should have scored more. Kirk Franklin calls a bad game. Couple things happen. First off, Drew Alla, tendon knee. Guy had tendon knee. So he walks out onto the field.
Tendon knee.
He walks out on the field, and who was it? Gus Johnson calling that game?
Gus Johnson.
Yeah, Drew Aller's walking on the field, and he has a tender knee, is what he says, which is a new one for me. Never heard tender knee before. So that became the saying of the weekend. But he comes out, they're doing a 2-quarterback system, which never works ever, but okay, try it out. They get a pick six. It feels like all momentum is their way. I'm like, just keep it up. You know, Ohio State, the offense isn't working great. They're going to be fine. And then a couple things happen. First off, why can't I remember his name? Ohio State quarterback.
Drew Aller or Will
No,
Howard?
Ohio State. Will Howard. Thank you. Will Howard loses the ball going into the end zone. It goes into the end zone and goes out of bounds. He fumbles it.
Touchback.
There's another one. Touchback. You have to take that momentum and do something with it. One play specifically, Davidson Igboson, maybe, defender for Ohio State, is playing on Harrison Wallace. Harrison Wallace goes to catch the ball. I'm like, he caught that. That's in. Everybody thought he caught it. And it was like, I don't know if this is in or not. You go back to yes, you didn't know he picked it off. You know, literally nobody did. If you watched
Vince,
it, no one
it
saw
was
it.
clear as day. We watched
it wasn't.
Super slow-mo.
It literally wasn't. And I was like, he caught that. And then you were like, it fell to the ground. No, it wasn't. It was an interception. Nobody knew it was an interception.
Vince, after we watched the slow-mo, you could tell pretty quickly.
The slow-mo, not the initial play. Is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, it was boom, boom.
Yeah, and you would have thought he either caught it or hit the ground. They go to replay because it was called a catch on Penn State. And you go to the replay, and it was just right through his hands. He had it in his hands. All he had to do was wrap it up. But instead, it just was placed in Ohio State's hands.
And Davison Igbeson,
yeah,
just literally the ball was in the guy's arms, and he was just like, I'll just be taking that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to hold on to it now. And that point, you were like, it's done.
Okay.
It's over.
No.
Game's over.
No, it wasn't.
It was over.
Because,
Momentum. Momentum
Nope.
was over.
Fuck the momentum, because let's talk about the second half, shall we?
That was in
Penn
the second
State.
half.
Penn State
Okay.
is losing 20-13. They are knocking on the fucking door.
Yep.
They are on the 1-yard line. They have this fucking Willie Mammoth playing tight end by the name
he's
of
a
Tyler
beast.
Warren.
He's so
Okay?
big. Yeah.
They put him everywhere. They put him everywhere. He'll line up in the backfield and run the football like Mike Allstott.
Like
You
Vanessa
could line this
Carlton
fucking-
everywhere.
You could line this fucking ogre up anywhere on the field and he'll
Damn.
beat anybody. He's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, you would think this guy would not lead the team in targets or anything. He doesn't. Only has
Yeah.
4 targets on the game.
3
Now,
carries.
What about a red zone target, potentially, hypothetically? This
Too
guy's
big,
bigger than
too easy.
anybody on the... Instead of fucking kicking this guy out wide and just throwing it up to him 100 times, he's bound to come down with it twice or
Right.
once. They get cute.
Mhm.
They get cute in the red
That's Kirk
zone.
Franklin. That's Kirk Franklin football right there.
They got super cute in the red zone. 4th quarter, knocking on the door. 2 minutes. I think it was 3.5 minutes left. Down 7. The only thing they needed to do was score on the 1-yard line, and they couldn't. And
Right.
it goes to 4th down, turnover on downs.
Yeah, that was
Ohio
crazy,
State runs the
too.
clock out.
Fundamentals.
Ball game.
Fundamentals. There, dude, I never really have ever rooted for Penn State. Having to do that was absolute travesty. Ryan Day stinks. I don't believe in this Ohio State team. I don't think they're going to do shit in the playoffs. But all of that being said, Penn State's annoying to fucking root for, and I never want to do it again because that was brutal. Drew Alla, tendon knee, Bo Pribula. He's kind of cool. He can run around a lot, but dual quarterbacks don't work. Drew Aller didn't work, and it wasn't good. It just wasn't good.
The tendon knee, reminiscent of one Yohan Moncada.
Yeah,
Tendon
seriously.
knees all over. Very
He's
tender.
tender.
It was a very tender knee. Anytime you saw him, you were like, wow, that guy's got tender knee. So, if we look at this week, can we talk about the fact that K-State, which I thought was the creme de la creme,
Wild. Yeah.
in the Big 12, loses to Houston,
Who's been
At
bad
home.
this year? Who's been bad
who
this year?
hasn't been good. It was a rainy game for them at home, wearing some really neat jerseys, I would say. And then before you know it, they just gave this game away, and it looked
They
like
were
4th
up.
quarter they were going to come back. They did.
Yeah, it was like 16 to 10, 19 to 10, whatever it was, 19 to 10. And then Houston scores, and then K-State's got to drive. They're just taking care of business. All you got to do is put the ball in the end zone. You know what you can't do on the final drive of a game, Mike?
What's that, Vince?
Throw an interception. Probably shouldn't do that, Avery Johnson. Clear as day, easy interception, ball game over. We try to do a live game bet where, like, K-State's going to drive here. We're going to get some money on this. Not the case. Avery Johnson
Mush.
is exactly who he thought he was.
Mush.
And he played that way too.
Mush.
Not good.
Another
good.
game I'd like to talk about is Texas
Auburn?
A&M.
Oh, yeah.
Texas A&M, who we thought were a good football team, lose to fucking South Carolina.
They are a good football team. South
Ugh.
Carolina is also a good football team, but they played Sandstorm at home. You've seen that video of them talking about
Mhm.
Sandstorm playing all the time. Something about
Mhm.
Sandstorm in South Carolina just gets going. I've been to Columbia. That's where it is. Columbia, South Carolina, right? Not great.
Mhm.
Don't love it. But all things being said, the atmosphere is crazy. Guess what you can't do if you're trying to win a game, Mike?
Turn the ball over.
No, put up a fucking goose egg in the whole second half. You got to score the ball. You have
That's
to
true.
do it. They scored all they were going to score all day in the first half. That's not going to work. Texas A&M's another one of those teams where you're like, they'll win, and then they'll lose. Their 2 losses are to Notre Dame. Shout out to them. First week, though, so it doesn't mean a lot. And then South Carolina. In the SEC, 2 wins isn't going to get you that far. Maybe this year more than any other year, but not the greatest losses to have on your schedule, for being honest.
Yep. So, why isn't the head coach of Auburn fired yet?
Dude.
What's his name? What's his name again?
Oh, my God. Why am I losing it? It's like Gus, but it's not Gus.
Lance.
No. I am so mad. I tweet about him a lot. Okay, Hugh Freeze. Jeez, Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze is a dumbass. Hugh Freeze is not a good coach. If you watched any of his press conferences, any of his reviews on the games, he constantly blames his players. It's never his fault, and they're 3-6. And they're Auburn. This isn't a team that's supposed to lose essentially ever, so they really shouldn't be losing now. Auburn couldn't score at all. This game was so bad, and Vanderbilt's so fun, and Diego Pavia is just a spark plug. He's not even that good. He's just a spark plug.
He's just not that good. He reminds me a lot of like Josh McCown when he was on
Yeah.
the Bears, like barely
Yeah.
winning games but winning.
And
And you
fun.
gotta love that.
And
It's just
so
fun, just
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
He's got this kind of like fuck it, he's down there somewhere mentality, which is what I
Oh,
really
yeah.
enjoy about him.
That's why he
Um,
threw for like 40%, but
This
he
game
didn't
was a
turn it
little
over.
tit for tat, but Auburn came out in the second half,
They
really
stink.
couldn't do much,
They stink.
and they couldn't score, and they put up a matter of 7 points the entire game. So
And guess who's ranked?
at the,
The
very
Vanderbilt.
bottom
The
of
Vanderbilt Commodores are a ranked football team. Who would have
Commodores,
thunk in the year of
Motown group, even better football team right now.
I don't know. I'd much prefer the Commodores over Vanderbilt 2024. Let's be
This is very
honest.
true.
Um,
This is very true.
Couple other things. Texas Tech sneaks out a win over Iowa State. Big 12 in trouble. Is that an opening for Colorado? Because they're in a sneaky little place right now.
K-State losing?
K-State and Iowa State.
I disagree. I personally believe that K-State owns the matchup versus Colorado because they won. And who did Colorado play? The Hanley School.
I
for
know,
the Blind?
but you're gonna have to.
No.
There's gonna come
Immediate.
time where Colorado
Immediate.
might be able to win out. And it might be an issue.
Okay.
I'm not saying I want it to be, but
So let's discuss this quickly. So if we look at the landscape of the Big 12 right now, we have BYU, Iowa State, Colorado,
Yeah.
Kansas State. Based off of the conference and the wins, Colorado overall right now 6-2, Kansas State 7-2. Okay, so with all that, I don't believe that BYU is going to lose their crown. I think Iowa State and BYU or K-State BYU will be the Big 12 championship. Colorado, if you look at the rest of their schedule, it's nothing impressive. And what they have left is nothing to really be concerned about. Now, you do go play Texas Tech this upcoming Saturday. Which
That's a hard
could be
game.
interesting.
That's
Can be a
game.
hard game. Then the following Saturday, you have Utah, Colorado at home for them. And then they go to Kansas. Then they play Oklahoma State, their final game of the year. So they do have some games here that are tough, considering Oklahoma State did play BYU very tough and only lost that game by 3 points when they played this season. So it's nothing too crazy for me for Colorado. I don't foresee them having a path to win out. I just don't.
But you're saying there's a chance. I don't think there is either.
There's a chance for most things.
Yeah.
I could say something, but it's just like, is there a chance that USC is going to be something?
No.
Should
we talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about it, shall we?
I bet on USC this week.
Yeah,
we
should have known. We should have known after bet number 1 that we were like, man, we may have mushed them. And we did.
I think they mushed themselves, Mike.
I think they mushed themselves too. So let's talk about this football team, shall we? Because they keep losing close games.
Yeah.
And it's pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
They go to Washington, and Miller Moss turns the ball over 3 times single-handedly by himself.
Can't do that.
Zachariah Branch finally had a day. Still doesn't score a touchdown. Awesome.
Yep.
Defensively, we just got pumped. We had opportunities to score. We fumbled the bag.
They had it, dude. They had it.
They put together the final drive of the game for them. Put together a beautiful drive. Couldn't execute on 4th and goal to score.
Just get the ball in the end zone. Just force
run
it
the
in
ball.
there.
Run the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball. Woody Marks looking like Woody Marks.
Yep.
And then before you know it, you can't execute on the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
And Washington gets the ball back. We get the ball back again to try and go back down the field, which we do get close once again and still can't execute. So this team is going through a lot of struggles. It is now. Go ahead.
Have they left Lincoln Riley's rubber seat in the Arizona sun a little too long, Mike? Is it getting hot? Is that seat getting hot?
So, to the point, I think he may be feeling some of that heat because it was reported yesterday, bright and early, that Mayava,
Yeah.
quarterback from UNLV transfer,
Yeah,
is
Diego
now
or
going
whatever.
to
Yeah.
start. Diego Mayava,
I think his name is.
or
Yeah.
Jaden Mayava,
Jaden. I was thinking Pavia again.
will
Sorry.
be starting this upcoming Saturday.
Whoa.
So Miller Moss got the pull. So this tells you a couple different things now. Miller Moss has got the yips, and it's kind of showing.
He's young
And-
too.
Well, he's a junior.
Miller Moss is?
Yeah.
I thought he was a redshirt freshman. Oh, never mind.
No.
Never mind. Oh man.
No, that's the problem with this.
Yeah.
So Miller Moss is a junior, has redshirted for 2 years, 3 years. He's just not
So
looking
he's
at the
plenty
first.
old. Yeah.
He's old enough to know this Jaden Miava is a sophomore, 6'4", big boy.
Are they
They're
paying
playing
him?
Nebraska at home. What?
Are they paying him? They better be.
They may be, but he looks to be the size and the right opportunity for this team that maybe, just maybe, he's your guy. So I'm about it. Do it.
Yeah.
If
You got
Moss
to do
isn't the guy-
something. You got to do something. USC is not supposed to have a losing record. That's just not supposed to happen ever.
Well, this is going to be the thing now. If Miava is going to be the guy, moving forward, you have to see right now because your season's basically cooked.
It is. You're 4
So
and
this-
5.
And then now you have to win out now if you're going to attract any transfers, if you're going to attract anybody.
Right.
I've said all year this team has horses, but they need to put the pieces together, and they just haven't been able to. It's
Put them on
very
the carriage and ride all the way into the sunset.
It's very likely this team, minus now 3-4 games, 1-score games, have the opportunity to be in a very good position, but they're just not.
When
And
does it go from it's only one score, they can come back from it, to they can't close a game out, they keep losing by 1 score?
Well, I
like,
think you're
where's-
already there.
Yeah, I was like, where does that line end? Because it is like it's always 1 score, there's always a chance, but like they closed that game out like horse shit the other day. It was
Hence
like-
pulling Miller Moss.
Yeah.
I think
It's
they
bad
realize there's a
decision-making, yeah.
gap. Too many interceptions, too many dumb throws. I feel like what Lincoln wants to get back to is running the football, controlling the clock, and I think that's what you're going to start to see more of. I think Woody Marks
Yeah.
is going to continue to do Woody Marks stuff.
He's good. Could we talk about the kings of the Big Ten?
Who, IU?
IU. Yeah, I know they're not the Kings. They're technically the 3rd best team in the Big Ten. They're ranked 9 in the nation right now. What a turnaround. Some would say it'd be cooler to have a guy like Kurt Cignetti being the coach over at USC right now than Lincoln Riley. Kurt Cignetti is maybe the hottest job in the entire nation. Does he leave IU after this year, after what he's doing?
I think he wants to build something there.
I do too. I feel that as well.
I think he wants to be the new ruler of the Big Ten, and he's on path to doing so. I mean, they look really good.
Yeah, he's clearly good at recruiting.
Yeah.
Regardless of who Michigan State is, playing in East Lansing on a Saturday isn't the easiest thing to do, regardless of who you are.
They suck.
And yeah, but still, IU is fucking 9-0. And at some point, it's going to be like they're going to have to make that playoff if they never lose a game. Like, there's a decent chance that they can at least prolong this to the last weekend. Like,
Yeah.
who do they got? They got Michigan, not very good. Ohio State, frauds. No, Ohio State's going to be a hard game, obviously. And then Purdue, so they can clearly get out of this maybe with 1 loss. A 1-loss Big Ten team is going to the playoffs.
Yeah, but I feel like that team's going to be Ohio State.
Yeah, but Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana all could make it. Because what do you think? There's going to be okay. So there's 12 spots. You get 3 SEC teams. You get 3 Big Ten teams. That's only 6 of the 12.
I understand. There's a path there. It's going to be interesting to watch. IU doesn't have much of a schedule to finish out the year, nor does Ohio State, nor does Oregon.
But then you look at these wins, you're like, they beat Nebraska by 56, and Nebraska barely lost to Ohio State. They beat Washington by, 14? Like,
Dub's a dub.
I know there's just some of these games are smoking. And they beat UCLA 42-13. Like, that's not. I know UCLA isn't UCLA last year, but that's not like that's obscene. Like, they've been smoking teams, and good teams destroy other teams. That has to amount to something.
I'm under the impression that if in the first round of the playoff, Oregon's probably going to get the bye. Ohio
Yeah.
State plays IU. I think it may be a close game, but Ohio State wins. I personally, for the battle of the Big Ten, feel like that game has to be a rematch of Oregon and Ohio State. That's my opinion.
Yeah, Oregon's gonna win it again because
I
Ohio State
doubt
sucks.
it. I highly doubt it. I don't think Ohio State loses
Big
that
game,
twice
Ryan.
if they play it 10 times.
Big
What?
game, Ryan, baby. Big game, Ryan. College football. It's fun. Looking at the AP poll right now, just so that people know. Doesn't matter all that much, but Cam Ward or Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter seems to have
I'm
a lead
still-
in the Heisman.
I'm still Travis Hunter all day, man.
Yeah,
I hate to say it. I am.
Cam Ward's like messing around and throwing 6 tutties in a game. He's got something to say about that, but I seemingly with you here. Oregon 1, Georgia 2, Ohio State 3. Oregon, are they going to lose? Some people won't know. Miami, Texas, Penn State, Tennessee, Nico, with all their problems, there's still one loss in. Indiana, BYU, Notre Dame in that order. Ashton Genty, 12.
I still think it's Travis Hunter. Genty, though, what a season. He'll go in the first round. No brainer. But looking forward to this week, Vince, some teams are coming back off a bye. We got Texas coming in off of a bye.
Yeah.
We got Notre Dame coming to play the Hanley School for the Blind.
What do you mean? It's Florida State.
Yeah, okay. Maybe that game 20 years ago was a big deal, but it's not a big deal.
Maybe that
today.
game 2 years ago would have been a big deal.
Right. So in your thought process, what's your favorite game of the weekend?
I'm excited to see my boys play again. I hope they play well, but that's not the one I'm going to pick.
Okay.
I think tough offenses that can run around a little bit have given Georgia some issue. I would say Ole Miss might be a little bit closer to Georgia than people think it's going to be. Alabama, LSU are pretty equal teams this year, in my opinion, given some of their woes that they've seen. And LSU might have the better quarterback here. We'll see. Penn State bounce back. Washington's coming off something high. Not the greatest thing. And then also, is Army going to keep it going? Army's 18. Army's undefeated. Are they going to still keep winning? They're playing North Texas. They have to, right?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, granted, they're going to North Texas,
but it's also North Texas.
Yeah,
and I'm on a fuck Texas run like no business because I was spending so much time there the other day.
Florida, don't sleep on Florida versus Texas. Florida played Georgia very closely in the first half.
It was the discrepancy was way bigger than it actually was watching the game.
It really was. And, then Georgia separates themselves. I think Clemson playing a VTech team at home, I would watch out for that. VTech has played some really close games this year. And you look at Miami, they played some tough teams. So I do believe that they're looking good. Kansas at home, always an interesting pick. But I do believe Iowa State coming off of a pretty rough home loss. They have to bounce back.
Yeah.
And then you look at this game, which in my opinion, game of the week, you got Bama LSU.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Death Valley, you got to play Crying Brian, you got to see
Garrett,
what they're gonna do, Nussmeier. I do believe this game, if I had to throw a dart, is going to be the under. I don't know the line at this stage of the game, but considering how Bama played Tennessee, another close matchup, another two very evenly ranked teams, I could see this game being just like a dogfight similar to what Tennessee was. So,
yeah,
I would take Bama, though, because I don't feel like Bama has the leg room to lose against 2
3
SEC
losses.
opponents.
Yeah, right. 3 losses in a year for Bama.
You need to now really buckle it down and make your boy Mr. Saban proud. So that's that. And then we also have the battle for Utah. 8:15 game.
Everybody
BYU,
get up
Utah.
for that.
Well, you got
is so much better than them.
This is a Big 12 matchup. This is battle
but Utah
for blood.
hasn't been good this year, man.
Cam Rising is somehow human, is kind of nothing without Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
Interesting fact. Dalton Kincaid playing on Sundays now, absolute dog.
Yep.
I
2
look at
years.
this and I just go, yeah, I think Utah may have a chance because they're really good at home and it's going to be
I look
cold
at
and
this
shitty
game
and
and I'm
cold.
like, nice. If I'm watching football at that time of the night, at least there's something on.
Nice. Nice. Soaking. Sweet. Soaking.
Cool.
Um, so then Washington, Penn State. Penn State's going to bounce back. And
Yeah.
Ash and Jenny for 1,000,000 yards against Nevada.
Yeah, he's got to do something if he wants to stay in this race.
You got to do something.
Can we talk about basketball?
Oh, fuck. Do we gotta?
Yeah, Mike, you gotta be happy about it at some point. We talked about this already. Basketball is going in the NBA. Sneak peek or air it out in a little bit. It's going to be about basketball as well.
Oh,
But
boy. Oh, boy.
first things first. I'm not going to go over the nitty gritty of statistics right now in basketball. We're like a week and a half in. That's stupid.
Vince,
I want
you do that, you're going to put me to sleep, okay?
get dude. Go and get a coffee because we're talking.
Okay.
This is about Joel
Well,
Embiid. Joel Embiid has been quite a
boy.
saga this year. Starting out with, I'm not playing back to backs. He's not available to get any awards this year because he's not going to play back to backs. NBA starts investigating him about what do they call it? Work management or workload management or rest management or whatever.
Or
And
tendon
they outlawed it because he has tendon knee. All this happened. They were investigating him, and then something else happened, which was interesting. Embiid has been suspended 3 days for pushing a columnist that wrote about Embiid and spoke about his son and his dead brother. Yes. Guy writes a whole thing about Embiid not being committed to the game while referencing his son and his dead brother. So, let me tell you what this guy said in this article. So, quote, Joel Embiid consistently points to the birth of his son Arthur as a major inflection point in his basketball career. He often says that he wants to be great and to leave a legacy for the boy named after his little brother, who tragically died in an automobile accident when Embiid was in his first year as a 76er. That's kind of cool if you're writing like a biography about him.
like a nice piece to
Yeah.
reflect nice light
He's
on
saying like he wanted to name his son after his brother who died in a car accident. Great. Well, in order to be great at your job, you first have to show up for work. Embiid has been great at just the opposite. Now, in this 11th season, he consistently has been in poor condition. The poor conditioning apparently seems to have delayed his debut in the season. Embiid won't play in Wednesday's opener for the next 2 games. Both of those things can be said. You cannot say that in order in a fucking article. You can't be like he named his son after his dead brother. He wanted to show him the legacy that he was going to have. He sucks at showing up for work, and he has delayed his debut season. All right. He's been in poor condition. Maybe, dude, don't talk shit about the guy completely because, and we'll talk about this in a second, but Embiid suspended for shoving him and says, you can say I suck. You can say whatever you want about me as a player. Don't ever put my dead brother's name in your mouth. Don't talk about my family. Don't bring them into this. If you want to talk about basketball, that's different. Yep. That's what I think. I agree with Embiid. And sometimes it's hard to because he's annoying. But dude, have some decency. What are we talking about?
Yeah. I don't like this reporter's tone. Very rude, first and foremost. And journalism is kind of turned into this poorly verbalized way of getting a point across. You don't have to bring in someone's family to say that the guy is weak.
Right.
And Embiid pushing him just because you don't put something like that in writing and then send it out to the masses. Especially the internet sees this and takes it and runs with it and all that.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to put in an article to say, you know what, Joel Embiid is acting like a PAB and doesn't show up and he's out of shape, fine.
Yeah.
Do not bring in someone's family to a topic like this. It's just poor form. It's not professional. In my opinion, he deserved to get pushed. Maybe punched in the eye.
More people need to get punched. More people in this world need to get punched.
More people need to get punched in the eye. More people need to get told that they fucking suck also.
Yeah.
Okay? That's also a real thing.
But don't be like you named your kid after your dead
hurt.
brother and you still suck. It's like, what the fuck?
Some of the best times in my life when somebody was so honest with me to tell me I needed to be better and I need to suck less. Okay? Yeah. So with all of that, similar to this situation, either Joel Embiid needs to be told he needs to suck less and needs to get his shit together and needs to be in better shape. There's a way of doing that. The guy who tried to do that did it in a very piss poor way and deserves to also get punched in the face.
Agreed.
Or, in the very eloquent words of a Glaviano family member by the name of Tom, he needs to get a little spanking, okay?
That's true.
So he needs a little spanking.
He does. That guy needs to get spanked.
Maybe a swift kick in the ass, one could say.
Yeah.
He deserves it. Nothing like a little swift kick in the ass could cure all. And we move on. He deserved to get pushed. How many
Embiid.
games is he suspended, Vince?
3, and it would be a lot more if it wasn't completely just.
Yeah, I would say 1 game, but
3
yeah,
games.
no
3
big
games
deal.
for 3 games for assault.
3 games for probably games he wasn't going to play anyways.
He wasn't gonna. It is what it
Right.
is. Maybe he'll play it back to back this year. But yeah, this guy stinks. Hate this guy. I'm happy he got pushed. I probably would have punched him. But it is also, why are you talking shit about a 7'2", 300-pound man? He will destroy you. I don't care who you are. He will destroy you.
Slap you in the head with his push-shot.
That's what I'm saying. People need to be more afraid of
Guy's
people.
probably
People
got a
need
hammer.
To, yeah. Well, yeah. He gets right cocked with his cock.
Be like, he's just hitting you in the head with this fucking thing. Like,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if you're watching, if you're listening, Mike is putting a thermoflask up to the
massive
camera.
water bottle, and that's probably what it looks like.
Just so happens to be black.
Have true. That's true as well. Have more decency for your fellow human, and if you're gonna talk smack, expect to get hit.
Talk shit, get hit.
That's
Let's
where it
talk
comes from.
about baseball, shall we?
Baseball. Quick apologies for everybody listening to the podcast last week. We finished, and this has been the conversation about baseball. We finished recording in the 5th inning when the Yankees
way it always goes.
The Yankees were up 5-0.
They
and
shit
we're like,
the bed.
We're like, it's gonna go to a game 6.
They shit the bed. They had the fucking game won.
Yeah, and then the Dodgers won the game.
Dude, I was like all over it. I'm like, okay, they're gonna win. We're going to game 6. I can't wait to watch baseball. That means something with my friend here in good old Arizona. Nope, that doesn't fucking happen. Aaron Judge just
stinks
straight down his
stinks when
leg.
it matters.
Okay, line drive hit right at him. He didn't even have to move.
First error of the year.
Ball hits him in the heel of the glove. Just clown show the rest of the inning.
Yeah.
Then tie the game going into the 6th.
Yeah.
Bats go cold.
300 million pitcher. Don't forget about that.
Then they have a home run. They go up 1. Then it was floodgates. Then the Dodgers woke up and did Dodger stuff. Well, timeout. They pulled Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
And
can we talk about his part of the blame in this though?
Yeah, that he didn't cover first base on a
For
pretty egregious
a ground
call.
ball to first base. Garrett Cole runs off the mound a little bit and then points at first base. Go to first base. You're getting $300+ million. Go to first base. Cover the base. What are we doing?
This is little
by the
league
way,
shit.
He opted out. He opted out 2 days ago. And then he opted. He was like, "Can I take that back? Actually,
wait, don't I get 1 take back, sees?
I get 1 take back. I didn't mean it, babe. Babe, I didn't.
It was a joke. It was a
babe,
joke.
I love you. I was
you.
kidding. I love you, babe.
I love you so much. Wait a minute. I'm not going to have a market. Oh, my bad. I'll stay.
Yeah. And then the Dodgers proceeded to put up 5 in the 5th, 2 in the 8th, win the game 7-6. Dodgers win. Freddie Freeman, 12 RBIs, tied for the most in a World Series. He did it in 5 games. This might be one of the best World Series performances we've ever seen.
Listen, for a guy that looks like a human giraffe, it's really impressive. He really looks like a human giraffe.
Hey, newsflash, he's good at baseball.
He's very good at baseball.
Yeah.
And God bless him. You know, his son has some rare disease, and he went out there and won a World Series and an MVP for his kid.
Yeah.
His kid continues to fight the good fight. I give the guy a lot of respect. Sure,
California boy, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah. And he's playing in Cali, even though that team has more money than God. And chances are they're going to win the next 5 fucking World Series because they're going to go shine that Japanese kid who throws 100.
And maybe Juan Soto, because God damn it,
If want, like at this
he's not
stage of
gonna
the
go
game,
there. But
no, I think there's a very good way he goes there.
I think he'll go to the Mets, maybe the Phillies. I don't know if he goes to the
No,
Dodgers.
no, I feel like the Dodgers know what they have, and now they want to
Really?
win the next 5 World Series. Yes,
Yeah,
because they've pushed the money down the road so much that this is their winning window. So
yeah.
now it's just like money is no object. There's no cap space or there's no cap limit.
In
So
general,
it
yeah,
doesn't matter. And they have more money than they know what to do with. So who gives a fuck? Just
yeah.
keep kicking the can down the road, just like the U.S. government. Just keep kicking the can down
That's
the
true
road
because
until
I
you're
think
in
they
so much
lose
debt.
they lose Teoscar Hernandez and they get Juan Soto.
Oh,
That's Juan
no.
Soto might get 700 mil.
Who cares at that stage of the game? Now,
Who
in my
cares?
eyes, Juan Soto, okay, he's not very much so a team player. I feel like he could play harder. I feel like he's a money
Yeah, but
guy.
he's
He's not a glue guy.
he is. He's definitely gonna go to a place to win or to make money for sure.
Well, where was he in the last half of that game? He had 2 opportunities to change
Oh,
the game, and he didn't.
he was probably the second best hitter in the Yankees lineup this World
I know
Series
he
though.
was. I know he was, but Aaron Judge doesn't show up. Giancarlo
Yeah.
Stanton doesn't show
I
up.
was gonna say you can't rely everything on Anthony Volpe and Gleyber
Well,
Torres. Like, what are we doing?
correct. Like this team was designed to hit the ball out of the ballpark in one of the
Jizz
shortest
Chasm,
porches
where
in
you
all.
at?
Well, just Chasm had a really good first half of that game and showed
love
up in the
calling him
second
that.
half of that series. I look at this game and I look at this team and I'm just like, okay, you had your opportunity. You had some veterans there that have been there before, and you really fucked it up.
Yeah.
You
And
had your
also,
window.
Rizzo.
All right. Odds are, throwing a dart here, Rizzo's back with the Cubs. It's got to be. It's the
But
it.
hey, want to hear something funny though?
Yeah.
There's some whispers on the avenue that he may come back to Chicago,
No. No. Please no.
but not to the Cubs.
No. No.
There's
Come
some
on.
rumors.
No.
There's
Come
some
on.
rumors on a short-term deal. Anthony Rizzo may be a Chicago White Sox. There's some rumors. There's nothing really behind it,
Listen.
but there's some rumors.
Listen, I would buy the jersey.
I would
'Cause I like
too.
him.
I like
It's the
him
most
too.
White Sox shit ever if Rizzo
Dude, I
becomes a
know.
White Sox.
Sign an older guy that won with another team that people have a lot of love for. I don't know if he would do it because he has like a lot of care for the Cubs, but also to be like a Chicago legend, he would be because they can't hate on him. He won him a World
He doesn't-
Series.
He doesn't want to play on the South Side, and I feel like the Cubs would try and make a nice little, hey, we love you, come
Home.
back,
Yeah.
come home,
Dude.
play first base, young team.
Anthony Rizzo and black
Big blue
pinstripes,
guy.
though. I mean, we got nothing else to root for. Why not?
I would love it.
Me too.
To be frank, I really like Anthony Rizzo. He's fucking
Yeah.
Italian, and
Yeah,
he
he
plays it really good at first base. He crowds
Yeah.
the plate.
Yeah.
I enjoy all those things. I like his game. I really always have. Defensively
too.
at first base, he's a stud.
Yeah.
And I do feel like with what's his name? The new GM or the new manager.
For the Sox?
Yeah.
Venable?
Venable.
Yeah.
You hope he's not Brent Venables. You
Yeah.
hope he's the Venable that changes the game. Now, what I do like about him, which we did
Theo
touch
Epstein
on
likes him a lot.
Well, what I do enjoy about him is that he's young and he
Yeah.
played the game and he understands the game. And I do feel like the guys are going to relate with him better. And I also feel as if that he's going to get the most out of a young team. Now, adding to that, the young team that he's fielding is
It's
ass.
horrible.
Wilson Montgomery,
So
I don't
bad.
know if he's going to play this year.
He might
I
get
heard
traded, bud.
He had a really rough year in
Yeah.
Double A, high ball.
Garrett
So,
Crochet about to get traded. Like, we're about to trade more guys.
well, okay.
When are we going to keep
For
anybody?
what though?
I know.
Like, I don't
I
get
know.
it. You don't have any building pieces other
Ev-
than La Pantera. Rawr.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the cringiest moment of the season.
Yeah. Lou Bob.
He doesn't play well anymore. He doesn't play hard. Okay,
No,
you get
why
rid of the
would
baby
you?
Deer and Eloy.
Why would you play hard for this team? I don't even know.
Benattendi's washed.
Yeah.
What do you do anymore? Like,
Nothing. You just deal with it. You're apathetic. You get Anthony Rizzo. You're like, we got an Italian. You go to one game and then you move on. That's all you do. That's all you do.
It's like when Ken Griffey Jr. went to the
Yep.
White Sox.
Oh, there's
have-
a laundry list of these guys. Laundry list of these. Jimmy Rollins. Okay. Why the fuck is he a White Sox? His guys
I'll
don't
never
make any
forget
sense.
one year because I went to enough games that it actually made a difference.
Yeah.
Like the ticket office tracks this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they noticed I went to so many games that season with the boys, and I got a phone call.
Yeah.
And it's the White Sox group ticket office.
Yeah.
Hi, Michael. Good to talk to you today. Blah blah blah. And you entertain the call because you're a fan. You're like, "Yeah,
Sure.
maybe we get a 10-game deal.
You gonna hook me up
We
with
went to
something?
10
Yeah.
games last year. This is when we were winning,
Yeah.
and we had signed some clown from the fucking Tampa Bay Rays that they were playing off. to
Brett
be like,
Lawrie.
no, something Duffy.
Oh, I don't know.
Trent Duffy. He was like a middle infielder that everybody lost their shit about, and he had one good year in Tampa, and of course the White Sox are like, "We'll sign you."
Okay.
So they're like, "Hey, we got Duffy this year, and we're putting together a winner." And I was like, I'm sitting on the other end of the phone. I'm like, "We're going into a rebuilding year,
yeah.
and you fired Ozzy for Ricky Renteria."
Yeah.
Or no, you fired who'd they fire? They fired Robin.
Robin
For Ricky
Ventura. Yes. Robin
You
Ventura.
fired Robin for Ricky Renteria.
Which was the right move. Ventura was
Sure.
horrible.
Robin was terrible. But I'm like, what? You expect me to get excited about this fucking clown?
Yeah, they think you're an idiot, and you're not. And it was bad. But we did
got-
get Brett.
Come
Brett
down to the
Lowry.
ballpark. We got Duffy. And then Jerry Reinsdorf realized that
Tendon
these
knee.
guys have tendon knee. And we are going to sell the best milkshake in Chicago for
Yeah,
our fans.
It's gonna taste like campfire s'mores. Just like you're around a
Campfire
campfire.
s'mores. Campfire s'mores. It's going to be like you're sitting next to a bonfire, but it's
I
a
never
big
went outside, but I heard they were fun.
The smoke really bothers my sinuses. There's a lot of mucus involved. And I decided, you know what? What is the best way I could recreate this experience? I'm giving you the campfire milkshake. Now, if you go to section 110, we have delicious Mexican corn called the elote. So, if you would like delicious Mexican corn, it sells out always at the sixth inning. Hurry, kids. Get your corn today. All
Come
right,
to the
there we
White Sox
go.
game to eat food. That's all it is.
Literally.
Yeah, no future in sight. Dodgers plenty of future in sight. Congrats on the World Series. Bada bing, bada boom. It's time to air it out, Mike. It's time to allow the people, the listeners, the friends of this podcast to call us and tell them, hey, I hate this. I love this. This happened to me. I want you to know about it. And we got that again. So, as
Is
a
it time
reminder,
is it time to go deep?
ew. Icky, dude.
Ew.
It's if you are interested in calling in, and I hope that you are, and just know that we'll be nice to you unless you're really dumb. The phone number is 312-725-2107. Again, 312-725-2107. All right, let's hop into this.
What's up, buds? This is my second time calling because the first one I fucked up, but it's all good. I have two bad beats to explain. They're NBA parlays, and it's so hard to bet on because, you know, these guys could foul out. And that's
He sounds like he's
exactly
going to cry a
what
little bit.
happened. Donovan Mitchell fouled out. Well, he didn't really foul out, but he was in foul trouble. And he had I needed him to get 24 points, and he got, I think, 22.
Oh.
And didn't even play like almost the entire fourth quarter. Awesome. I would have paid my rent. Pretty cool. Next is, just a couple nights ago, Bam Adebayo.
There you go.
He missed by a bucket. That was another
That's
sick-ass
tough.
parlay, and I just missed by that bucket. And he missed like 3 free throws, by the way, which stings the most. That hurts so bad.
Yeah.
I really got to stop, but I'll never stop because this shit's too fun. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a pretty bad beat. I'm not looking so good in the books right now, but hey, we're going to keep on going here, buddies. Love the pod. Keep it going. You guys rock. And get Kay Adams on the pod when you guys get a chance. Reach out to her peoples, and she does great work. Thanks, guys. Love you. Peace.
I
We
love you,
too,
Josh.
We love
I
you
love
too,
you.
Josh. We love you too, bud.
First things first, Kay Adams, please come on the pod. I would love
Kay
that.
Adams, Chicago Queen. If you're listening to this, we would love to have you. We love you, Haz. We love what you're about.
Yeah, Jerry?
Anytime you want to join us, Sweet Pea, you let us know.
Yeah.
Now, Josh, I don't bet on the basketballs.
Yeah.
If I did, it would be very similar as if I bet on Brazilian field hockey.
Yeah.
If I don't necessarily know the sport, I'm not going to bet on it. Now,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know your strengths, so to speak, when it comes to the gambling.
Yeah.
A part of me kind of feels like, oh, you look at Bam Adebayo, you look at Donovan Mitchell, you're thinking these guys are really good for their team, which they are.
They're going to
'Cause
score,
I
right?
even know that. They're going to score, right?
Yeah.
It's a fickle little game, and Vegas usually knows what the fuck they're doing. So
It's so annoying. Okay.
it's so annoying. But to think about this, how hard it is just to hit one leg of a parlay.
Yeah.
Then, on top of that, add numerous legs to it.
Yeah.
Kind donations turn into real things.
Yeah.
And you can't go into this whole little game here thinking like, oh, this is going to pay the car payment. Because I got news. This is entertainment. I
Yeah.
love yous. They got this number called the 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, no.
Don't
Come on.
call the number. No. I'm not saying that's you. What I'm saying is it could be a slippery slope. It gives us the warm
Yeah.
fuzzies, right? We get a couple 2-tree cocktails going. We start thinking, hey, Cameron Dicker, the kicker, may score a touchdown today.
Yeah.
The odds of that happening,
Low.
maybe.
Hey,
not likely.
I'm so enticed by those numbers you get on parlays. I'm so enticed.
Oh,
And just like my sweet, beautiful friend Josh here, it's always one leg. It's always one leg. You're never going to not hit 3 of them. You're always going to hit everything except for one. And the one that you do hit keeps you coming back for more. Can I blame you? No. Is everybody going to get into foul trouble? Yeah. Early season NBA, bless your soul. You don't know what the hell is going to happen. It's so unpredictable.
No.
Once you're down to a playoff run and you're like, hey, the Cavs need to get in the playoffs, then I'm hammering that like 24, over 24. Foul trouble in the 3rd game of the season. That's a whole different ball game, dude. All I can say is I hope it gets better for you because that sucks a lot. And maybe try West Coast teams because East Coast ain't working out for you here, bud.
I'm not even going to entertain that for you, Josh. What I will say, first and foremost, we appreciate the love.
Yes.
Stick with one sport at this stage of the game. Because there's this thing called chasing the wizard.
Yeah.
You start to get to a point where you're like, I have friends, by the way, who bet on the WNBA.
Yeah. It's a big
Because, by the
league.
way, you could do that.
It's a big league. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese,
Jesus.
Asia Wilson, Mike. You're just, it's not my fault that you're an uncultured swine. That's on you, bud.
Those ladies play very hard.
They do. Okay.
Not saying they play well, but
Hey.
what I will say, okay. What I will say, you start chasing the wizard, and then before you know it, you're like, all right, I'm betting on cricket at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I can't even watch the game, and I have to bet it off Stream East, and you don't do it.
Yeah. I think
Pick your sport, bet it.
yeah.
Like, I won't bet baseball, for example. I know
can't.
the game better than most people. Won't fucking bet the game.
Yeah.
Won't.
It just, this one hurts. This one hurts my heart. I empathize. I sympathize with you. Early season basketball, you maybe low units on that.
Vince, we should try and get rights for 20 seconds of what hurts the most by the Rascal Flats
I'm in.
every time we get a parlay miss.
And play that background. Yeah, I'm into that.
Yes.
I'll do a cover.
Most?
It's being so
So close.
Having
so much to say.
Fucking Diego Pavia.
Fucking Diego Pavia.
Yeah,
You
man.
piece of shit.
That breaks my heart, but you know, who knows? Maybe the next one will.
Fucking Penn State, damn it, True
Yeah.
Aller. You son of a bitch.
Speaking of cricket, Mike and I watch cricket.
We
the other
watch
day.
cricket. We tried to
What's
understand it.
going on? Dude, you can hit it forwards and backwards. There's 3 sticks. Some guy's just hanging out next to the pitcher with a paddle. Part of me
Yeah,
felt
it's
like
just
he was
like-
able to just start hitting with the paddle
Yeah,
or something.
You motherfucker, you just
I'm well aware that it's the second biggest sport in the world. Well aware of that.
don't get it. Don't get it.
Very confusing to watch, to say the least. Very
lost.
confusing.
Lost.
So if anybody is a cricket expert and they want to go and do a video with us where they explain it to us, please, because I'm lost. Rugby, on the other hand, violent. Violent.
Oh, I've
rugby
always
is.
loved rugby. Rugby is one of my favorite sports to watch on television.
It's better than
very
Rug C, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I will say this much. Cricket is confusing because it's like baseball, but you can hit it backwards and it still
Yeah.
counts. Then guys start running. There was a guy who slid into something. I'm like, so is that a run? What is that? I don't get it. And
The
then
scoring convention made no sense.
I didn't know Pakistanis were even remotely athletic, but
Dude,
they got
they're
a sport
good.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're really good.
What do you mean now? They got it before Americans had a sport. Let's be for real.
Yeah, I didn't know those fucking guys were athletes.
Yeah, man.
Turns out they are.
India, Pakistan,
to tell
big
ya.
in the cricket game. Yeah, big.
In Australia. Yeah.
Yeah,
Their mascot,
Australia.
right
You could
there.
tell
Yeah.
Australia sucked. You could tell that
Yeah.
was like the U.S. playing Mexico in basketball. It was already over
Yeah.
before it started.
What's the Bears punter? What's his fucking name?
His name is Tory Taylor.
Tory Taylor was out there standing in the corner, said, "Oh, fucked up my
You
safety
can't
punt.
use your feet on this.
Uh-oh. There's a paddle. I fucked up the safety punt and kicked it straight up the dick into the air.
That was bad. I agree. Many things were wrong
worth the
in that game.
fourth round draft pick. Worth the fourth round draft pick
You
all fucking day long. All
cannot
day
blame-
long.
You cannot blame that loss on him. That is stupid and dumb,
I'm
and you
blaming
know
him.
it.
Fuck him.
But even though that is annoying, and I find that very annoying from you, you did call something, and
I did.
when we were
I
preparing
got
for this
something correct.
podcast,
Holy fuck.
when we were preparing for this podcast, because we know that you like to say "called it." We know you like to say that.
Called it.
I'll give you some flowers here. So here's a TikTok from Mike that was posted on January 22nd. Let's listen in.
The history books. Kyler Murray. Huh? If and when the Bears will ever get there, I have no idea, considering this hire. Oh, man. What a Bears thing to do. The safest option. Could you have gone with Cliff Kingsbury, the young, cool guy, head coach in college, head coach at the next level with the Cardinals, did great things with Kyler Murray, then they had a drama fest. Or maybe Clint Kubiak, great lineage of football, great bloodline of coaching. Now, fuck both of those guys. We're going to go with the guy who ran more screen passes in 2023 than any other offense. Similar to Matt Nagy, similar to Luke Getsy. Here we go. Ah, man, it's like fucking Groundhog's Day. I said it last week on the pod. Every Thursday the episode drops, and I basically say the same thing. If you're a Bears fan, Groundhog's Day. Literally, every single day. Ah, man. When can they sell the team? The White Sox need to sell. The Bears definitely need to sell. 2024 is going to be a wild ride. This also means they're not getting off Justin Fields. They're not getting off.
That's
I
where
was
it
wrong.
ends.
I was
Okay.
wrong. I was wrong.
That's where it ends. But for what it's worth, Cliff Kingsbury running the offense in Washington. Jaden Daniels looking like a star right now. Clint Kubiak, yeah, Dennis Allen gets fired. Saints haven't been very good. First couple weeks of the season, nails.
Yep. Great.
Calling
They
a good
look
offense. Maybe he's better with the better quarterback. That was about Shane Waldron, obviously. And Shane
Shane
Waldron's been horrible, and the Bears were horrible on Sunday. So let's just rip this Band-Aid off and talk about it.
So, the Bears got their shit pushed in, and as we alluded to. Boy, oh boy. I don't even know where to start with this team.
I do. Running
They-
defense? Fuck
well,
is that?
yeah, for one, what the fuck? Giving me really bad Tressman vibes,
Yeah.
but at least Tressman could score points.
Speaking of betting, anybody have the over on Imari Dimarcado's yards and maybe touchdowns?
Oh my God. Can we discuss this? The Bears literally down 5 points going
It
into the
was
1/2?
14-9 going into the
Down
half.
5 points at the 1/2. You just got to stop them. There's seconds left. And you allow a 60-yard run for a
Yeah, I
touchdown.
think it was like 45, but still, yeah, like obscene.
Ugh.
That happens. Bears go anemic the rest of the game. They score 3 times in the game. Field goal, field goal, field goal. Can't do anything in the red zone. Kyler Murray didn't have to do a lot. Trey McBride did his job. We just couldn't stop the run. We were getting pressured by a Cardinals defense that hasn't given anybody pressure issues literally all year. This was one of those, like, last week was heartbreaking because of the way it ended with the Hail Mary and why it all happened. This week was yeah, we're done. Yeah, they quit. We're going to play the Patriots. We'll probably beat them this week. And then we get the gauntlet of the NFC North. And I'm still talking to people. They're like, what if we split with them? This doesn't matter. We're cooked. And all we've heard all week and what we both agree on is Matt Eberflus needs to get fired. When we do that, because that's not an if, it's when we had Mitch Trubisky, right? John Fox, fired. Matt Nagy. They get Justin Fields with Matt Nagy, fired. Add Eberflus. Eberflus has Justin Fields. They get Caleb Williams, fire Eberflus, bring in another guy. It's the same shit. Speaking of Groundhog Day, like you said, Groundhog Day. Same thing over and over again. Mike, in January, you were a genius.
Shane Waldron, almost like I watched the sport. It was a safe pick. And
we knew it
was
when it
the
happened. We were talking about that when it happened. We knew it.
We were very much on the speculative of Justin Fields returning, and then we realized, okay, Caleb's the guy, which I still believe Caleb is the guy, but he
I
needs
do
somebody
too.
who knows how to protect him, and he also needs somebody who knows how to utilize the weaponry around him. Now, I don't know what's going on with Cole Kmet, but after the game in London has gone away completely. You can't find the guy.
Zero
They're
targets.
giving you the middle of the field 2 games in a row, and you're not – I don't get it.
They're afraid of the middle of the field. Everything's outside. Run game, anemic. Run game, gone. What are we doing? Every good team runs a 50-50 or more running. Every single good one. Chiefs are 50-50 right now.
Name the team that has the worst efficiency in 10-plus yard passes down the field.
The Bears.
Yeah. Caleb is really talented. There's no doubt about it. He just doesn't have the support system around him to help him grow.
He's getting scared now, too, and he's not throwing accurate.
You blame him. He's getting his head killed.
But you don't want to Sam Darnold him, and now I feel like we're Sam Darnolding him.
Because it's the Bears, and this is what the Bears do. And what I don't understand is, like, the Vikings, for example, are out there trading for offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And the Bears are standing pat. Now Darnell Wright's hurt, by the way.
Yep.
So now you're just going to field a group of second-string offensive linemen for the rest of the season. Larry Borum, human turnstile, doesn't do shit at left tackle. He's a swing tackle.
Matt Eberflus said, we got to get better. It's on me. So that means it's all good, right?
You had the perfect opportunity in the offseason to say, all right, new quarterback, new head coach, wipe the slate clean. It was like when the White Sox got rid of Ricky Renteria and brought in Sleepy TLR. But what you could have brought in
Ben Johnson
was a young offensive coordinator that has a really, really good offensive mind, knows how to protect a quarterback, knows how to run an offense, knows how to build a team. Probably would have brought some defensive coordinators with him that runs a similar program. So it's
but no, you forgot about the Colts defensive coordinator.
I get very frustrated with the thinking of this team. I don't know if they give the GM the free rein to do their job.
They don't.
I do feel like Poles rolled with him from the jump. They're like, okay, you guys are going to work together. And then if it doesn't work, I think Poles gets his choice. Now, seeing how Poles is drafted, I don't know if he could put together the right offensive pick.
He's had some good – that's the thing. He's got a mixed bag of draft decisions. He's got pretty good trade decisions outside of Chase Claypool. I still think he's the right guy. I think coaching has a lot – I think so. I think so. I like a
Darnell
lot of
Wright
the
was a
guys he picked
first-round
up.
draft pick. He doesn't look very good. He can't stay on the field.
I think he's in between. I think he gets injured a lot. Yeah. That's the
I
biggest
can't stay on the
problem.
field. What's the value of you when you can't stay on the field?
I know,
Okay,
but
so you can't protect Justin.
you can't just
You
be like,
can't
"Oh, this
protect
guy's going to
Caleb.
get injured." You're not going to know if he's going to get injured coming out of college. He had a clean bill of health coming out of college.
You had every opportunity to go and get offensive linemen in this offseason. Look at what the Commanders did. They said,
Yeah.
we have Terry McLaurin. We have a running back. We'll go get one more who can add additional game management for us and passing in Austin Eichler. Let's go invest heavily in an offensive line to protect our young investment.
And Jahan Dotson. They traded with the Eagles.
Wow.
And guess what they did the other day?
Wow.
Our
They're
secondary's been
7-2. They're
Yeah.
7-2.
Granted, their schedule is cake, but ours isn't necessarily the hardest thing ever.
Ours has been caked the first half of the season. The hardest game we played all year is the Texans, who just lost to the Jets.
Yeah.
I digress. I can't with this fucking team anymore. I get to a point where it's just like, what am I watching? I'm watching the same thing as I watched last year. It's just a different guy who is a far more talented thrower of the football, but he can't stay upright. So what's the value of him now?
Well, if you have issues, you got to fix them. And the Commanders are like, hey, we have secondary issues. What do? They go out and trade for Marshawn Lattimore. Good trade. He's going to be good for them. We did nothing.
Marshawn Lattimore is all pro.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore is he was great in college. He's been great in the pros. So I don't know what more I could say other than that.
Yeah, it's just really sad. They're going to have to fire Eberflus after this. They're going to have to get rid of Shane Waldron. We've said it too, where it's like you bring Eberflus with this guy. They need a new offense coordinator. No offense coordinator is confident he's going to be here for more than a year, so they know that they won't have a job for more than a year. So, like, yeah, you can hire a good guy, because why would you want to go to your team if there's no, like, real guarantee you're going to have a couple years to figure it out? I don't think Shane Waldron should have a couple years figured out.
I would go to Ben Johnson. What do you want? Here's the blank check. You know the NFC North. You've been here. You've done it. Bring your squad. Let's get this thing restarted.
Biggest difference between the Commanders and the Bears? Ownership change.
Ownership change and management.
Yep.
And coaching.
Ownership.
And wonderful
Well, I know,
coaching.
but that's because of the ownership change. They went and got a guy that, like, we think he's going to be good. And I didn't know if the Dan Quinn hire was a great idea, but he brought in Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury's running a good offense out there for him. They're allowed to make decisions where I feel like anybody on the McCaskies is like, you sure that's a good idea? Like, maybe he has too much, like, energy or moxie. Like, you can't be worried about shit like that. And I feel like the McCaskies just like an old, just like the White Sox, like an old crony type thing where everybody's going to come up to them and be like, we love you. How you doing? We love you. You need to run the team with the hard ass. All the good teams have a play caller or a head coach that's a hard ass.
Dan Quinn, Exhibit A.
Yeah. Dan Campbell, Exhibit B. Sean McVay, Exhibit C. Andy Reid's nice on the outside, clearly a hard ass. Exhibit fucking L at that point. All the good
Exhibit
teams.
W.
Shanahan,
Exhibit
Shanahan.
W.
Like, there's no every.
Oh,
like,
now
good
they got
team.
CMC coming back?
Yeah. Yeah, watch out. That 4-4 is going to turn into fucking 8-4 quick.
Forget about it, cuz you may want to put them on a little lock to win the NFC West. I mean, come on.
I don't know. The Rams are pretty good.
Yeah, no. The 40
Well, the Cardinals
49
are 5-4. So
okay. The 49ers are going to just, if they get CMC back, put the fucking league on notice.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rematch.
Bears are going to bear. We're not going to the playoffs.
For the record, Vince, it's the halfway through the season Super Bowl picks.
Oh!
Hit a button. Hit a button. Hit a button. Hit a button. Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah. So without further ado, if you haven't been here before, you haven't been with us for a season, welcome. Thank you for being here. And also,
welcome back, people.
We make our Super Bowl picks halfway through the season, and we see how they work out. They're generally pretty funny at the end of the year, because things that we anticipated to happen don't end up happening. That's football, baby. So without further ado, Mike, let's just get into it. You want to give me your picks for the AFC Championship right now?
Give me a rematch of last year's AFC Championship.
Okay.
Give me the Ravens. Give me the Chiefs.
And who wins that, Mike?
They've been so good so long.
I took them
I
last year.
feel like it's the Ravens' time. I feel like
Gotta
they got
be.
all the pieces now. Derrick Henry, I think if you really break it down, not just based off of record, but off of like the way they're playing defense and if they add one more piece at the deadline,
Yeah.
I mean the deadline's now. But
Wait, it just ended yesterday. But they
right,
did.
so
They added old Bills guy,
oh,
defender. Oh
Von Miller.
man. No, the guy Tre'Davious White.
Oh, Tre'Davious White. That's a
Tre'Davious
solid
White.
pick.
He's on the Ravens. Yeah, they
Oh.
just got him.
Love that. And then they went and got what's his nuts from Pittsburgh.
Wow. Sports guys.
He played on the Panthers this year. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Deontay Johnson.
Dude, wow. That's our brains suck.
Yeah, brain cells were lost over the weekend.
I, unfortunately, agree with you on all three of those picks. I wanted to be sneaky and pick the Bills because the Bills are playing really well. But with the running game of the Ravens, the Bills losing a couple of their guys, I have to pick the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. And I cannot pick the Chiefs not going to the AFC Championship. They haven't lost a damn game.
Right.
So I'm with you. And guess who I'm not picking? The Bengals. That's not happening.
Yeah, no, the Bengals don't have the horses. The defense is too weak.
I don't want malaria. So that's that on that.
Vince can't contract malaria. So
can I pick the NFC?
So we match. So we match on the picks. Okay.
Yeah. Can I pick the NFC to see if we're gonna match on the picks here?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Because I think the Detroit Lions are gonna be in the NFC
Okay.
Championship.
Pat McAfee.
The Detroit Lions
Detroit Lions. Hammer
are
gone.
easily
Really feeling like
easily the best offense in the NFC right now.
easily the best team in the NFC right now.
Agreed, 100%. Defense is playing hardcore too. Now, the second pick in the NFC is a toss-up because I don't think there's really any other teams playing close to them. What I will say is the Nick Sirianni bus, the Nick Sirianni legion of Siriannis is changing a little bit. Saquon
Really?
Barkley, spin,
Really?
hurdle, over the butt.
Stop it. Oh, you're
Jalen
buying the
Hurts has
hype,
been playing
huh?
off his ace the last couple weeks.
You're buying the
Philadelphia's
hype, huh?
Philadelphia's getting good. I'll take the
Okay.
Dallas Just kidding. I'll take the Philadelphia Eagles to go to the NFC Championship, but I'm not going to take them to go to the Super Bowl. I have Lions Ravens in the Super Bowl.
All right. So we have similar outcomes yet different paths.
Yeah.
I believe the NFC Championship game is also going to be a rematch of last year.
Ooh.
And I think, to my point, a healthy now CMC coming back
Yep.
and George Kittle doing what George Kittle does. Debo is going to Debo. And I don't think losing Ayuk is really that big of a detriment to what this team is doing. I think Brock Purdy's real. I really like him, and I really always have. Arizona boy, by the way. His family owns a hot tub business out here.
Nice.
His brother's name, by the way, I
Yeah.
encourage everybody to Google it. Chubba
Yeah.
Purdy. Fantastic.
Cool.
I say, yeah, give me the 49ers and the Lions in the NFC Championship game. I think the Lions win, though.
Oh.
I think the Lions. I'm taking the Lions, and I think the Ravens also go. So I'm with you. Like I said,
wins the
similar-
Super Bowl.
I think who would I want to win the Super Bowl? Dan Campbell,
Yeah.
and I think he does.
Okay. Okay, good.
Like
Okay,
I
good.
really like Dan Campbell a lot, and I always really have. Even when he was in Madden, he was low key good. So
He was like an easy pick in like those mid rounds.
I don't care if you have two knees or one knee and one ass. I will still beat your ass.
And I love that.
And I love that about
We're going to differ on winners here, and here's why. Dan Campbell has coached his ace off for sure. Dan Campbell makes interesting decisions often.
Yeah.
Fake punts when you maybe shouldn't do a fake punt. We're going to hand it
That
off
was
to the
last year.
lineman. And
That
throw.
was
I
last
know, I
year.
understand. I also believe that bad habits die hard. I don't think John Harbaugh makes those decisions. they're comparable. Lamar's better than Jared Goff. Not by much this year. Jared Goff's playing MVP level. Lamar's also playing MVP level. Derrick Henry versus Jameer and Montgomery. That's hard. Wide receivers. Lions got him beat. Defense. Ravens pretty damn good on defense.
Well, also now note, Hutchinson, they claim. They said he basically had the most perfect break of any bone you could have.
Yeah.
And they threw him into emergency surgery immediately after getting off of that field.
And are you going to say he could be back for the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Are
and
they
that
gonna...
guy's no, literally. They said if he does it right, he can be back for the Super Bowl.
Are they going to do that,
clean.
though? Are they going to bring him back?
Yeah, they will.
Without playing a game in 17
Doesn't
weeks?
matter to play a game. Guy's a fucking gamer.
That's true.
And then now you add Zamir Smith. Come on.
Zadavius, right?
Zadavius Smith. There he is.
Yeah.
So,
Zedarius.
Zedarius.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Football
We're
guys.
so dumb
Great
right
self
now.
there.
What are we doing?
Started with a Z. Smith.
I again don't believe it's impossible. I think either teams can win it. That's my reasoning.
Watch. It's going to be like the fucking Rams and the Falcons.
Yeah. I think,
battling it
and
out
just
for the
for
division.
just for sake of comparison, I want to look at what we picked last year to giggle
All
at
right.
it again, because
What
we
do we-
did
what do
look
we
at
pick?
what we picked last year. And
I
we were
picked the Bengals. I picked
we
the
were
Bengals.
giggling at it again. Yeah, it was the Bengals, and that didn't end up working out too great. So really, anything can happen. What we've learned is that the last 2 years have been less than ideal from what we picked. So last year, I had the Chiefs and the Ravens in the AFC Championship. You had the Bengals and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. At NFC Championship, I had the Eagles 49ers. You had Eagles Lions. So I had 49ers. I was right. You had the Lions. You were right. Super Bowl, I had Chiefs versus Eagles rematch. And I picked the Eagles to win. So that fucking sucked, and that was bad. You had Lions versus Bengals. Bengals win. Neither of those happened. So realistically, we got 6
We're gonna
of
be
the
wrong.
possible 10 things to be right. And we're probably going to be right about that again, because neither of us took the Chiefs to win, and they're just going to win everything for the rest of our lives. So grain of salt, Mike. Grain of salt.
What you gonna do, babe? All right, let's talk about our picks.
Shall we?
This past week, I should have rolled with all the picks I had because I was kind of good.
You went 10-5. I went 8-7. You're up 4 games on the season for me now,
Ooh.
and it hurts
Give
my
it to
feelings.
me,
And I'm bad
baby.
at this. I'm bad at this.
Uh-huh.
I'm bad at this.
And
Since
all
the
the
first
ladies
year, I
say
beat you
I'm
first year,
fine.
and I'm bad at it. We both got this one wrong. Texans lose to the Jets. CJ Stroud looked not that good.
CJ Stroud looked pretty pedestrian. Doesn't have Diggs, no Mo, Nico Collins coming back in 1 week or 2 weeks, right?
Joe Mixon looking good. Yeah.
So, Joe Mixon's running like he's got the rent due. Guy looks
Wow.
awesome. But no, I finally good for Aaron and that team. They figured it out.
Is
Hassan
this
Reddick.
the beginning
good
of a
too.
heat streak? Or
They
is
have
this...
the record. They have the record to go on a heat streak.
It's either that or flash in the pan. I feel like this is a heat streak. I feel like this is going to be a push for a wild card run for them. But who also knows? I just, I can't get away from the Aaron Rodgers. Can't get away from the Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately. I've seen him burn us too many times to think he's going to be done. I just can't do it.
Yeah, and Devontae finally got his first touchdown. Didn't bet that. Probably would have won some cash if I did.
Yeah. Hindsight's 2020. Panthers get a win.
Finally, good for Brock, or not Brock. Good for what's his little
Bryce.
face? Bryce.
Who needs names? We're out on names. We're just going to go with
Names
numbers now.
this week, not good. Bryce, though, good for Bryce Young. Get it in the win column. Maybe it's something for him. And all on just the fact that the Red Rocket got in a car accident. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Hurt his hand.
You don't want him to get in a car accident, right? But you do want to see the young boy come back from adversity and play well. And he's actually doing that. Xavier Leggett, boy, that kid can talk.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Yeah,
boy,
I like
and,
Spurgers.
I like, I've been on the Spurgers lately.
Spurger.
I like the way he says everything. I could
Me
listen to that
too.
kid talk for 4
He's
hours.
got that deep South accent. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like you could barely understand what the fuck he's saying. It's like Devin Hester 2.0.
is it fitting that the Carolina Panthers are all black because they are the Grim Reaper right now? Dennis Allen axe dead. Dennis Allen gone. after this game. You can't lose to the Panthers.
You can't lose to the Panthers. The team's kind of lost from what I saw.
They were the
Cam
best
Hayward.
team in the league in the second week 1 and 2. We're like, they
Yeah.
might go undefeated.
Uh-huh. Cam Hayward was like walking off in the second half, and Derek Carr had to go bring him back. You got Michael Thomas talking shit about Derek Carr on the Twitter or the X.
Yeah, there's a
It's
lot.
very interesting.
You see
It's very
Cam Hayward
interesting.
on, I think it was Cam Hayward or it was somebody else, maybe Olave. They're like, we lost to the damn Panthers, and then JC Horn's like, we have the same record as you. They're like, you're just as bad as we are. I'm sorry. That's all it is. Bryce Young, not a crazy game, but limit mistakes, make the right reads. It might end up working out for you. I like to see this. Good for the Panthers. And now the Patriots are looking like they're going to have the first overall pick in the draft. So Travis Hunter might be a New England Patriot.
Drake May look good. We'll get to that.
Drake may be good. May.
And then the Commies play the Giants. Fun
Close
fact,
game.
Daniel Jones threw his first touchdown in MetLife Stadium in over 24 months.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been like 2 years
What
since he's thrown.
the
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's because last year, the only touchdowns he got, he ran in.
I know, but I think about our quarterback woes in Chicago, and I'm like, wow, we don't got it that bad.
Wasn't he the same year as Trubisky?
I think so.
Or like maybe a year after, if that.
Maybe.
Yeah, the Giants almost got this one. They were on a comeback train at the end of the game. It slowed down a little too early. Good teams win games regardless, and the Commanders may be a good team, and I hate that. Fair?
I think the Commanders are a good team, Vince.
I know, and I hate it. I don't like it. I don't think they should be.
I think they make sense. I mean, they have a very good young quarterback. Yeah, the record's pretty easy. But then again, this game was close. I mean, Danny Dimes, they hung in there. Dayball, pretty good coach. Still probably going to get fired.
Really wish we got him over Eberflus still to this day.
You still got to look
To
at
this
this
day.
and say, you had the handsome motherfucker known as Cliff Kingsbury in the room who knew the guy you were about to draft better than anybody, and you still said, Shane Waldron.
The Bears 2025, Lincoln Riley at the helm. Dolphins, Bills.
What a game. What a game. What a game. We watched this game in its entirety.
Welcome back, Tua Tagovailoa. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. He might be the most valuable player in the NFL because the Dolphins are so much better with him than anybody else.
Well, yeah, because he's a competent quarterback.
25 for 28, 231, 2 TDs. Tyreek Hill is a guy again. Devin Achane, whatever, good. Raheem Mostert, good. All of them had a good game. You can't really hate on the Dolphins for being bad. It's just Josh Allen and James Cook are really good at football. Fair?
Josh Allen's very good at the footballs.
James Cook is very good at football, too. Don't you dare forget about him.
Well, hey, who's the guy that John Gruden says is nicey?
A lot of guys. He says like 5 every week.
No, the running back, the backup running back to what's his nuts?
James Cook?
James Cook, yeah.
Ray Davis.
Ray Davis.
That's the one we were talking
there,
about.
Man.
Yeah,
Got me feeling nicey.
Nicey. Yeah. Yeah, dude, the Bills are going to be in it all year. The Bills are going to be trying to compete at the end of the year. They're one of those teams that, regardless of whatever happens, they still got Josh Allen. They could be good. Now, Jameis has a Jameis game. This is why we like Jameis Winston.
Jameis had the most Jameis game ever.
This is why you like him.
Said,
he throws it. He slings it, baby.
Yeah, they should have probably leaned on a running game a little bit more. But hey, you know who showed you they're a really good quarterback?
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, he's really fucking good.
The Los Angeles Chargers are doing things this year that they are known to not do, which is 1, take care of the ball, and 2, make the easy tackle. Simple shit that they would just always do in years before, and that has everything to do with Jim Harbaugh. They're actually a good team this year. Like, they have a real...
Khalil Mack, Bosa, Asante Samuel Jr., come on. Derwin James, one of the best safeties in the league.
Hey, how about that offensive line, too?
Joe Alt.
Yeah, dude, I know. Notre
I
Dame.
think Joe Alt has the best PFF grade of basically any tackle in
Yeah.
all of football today.
Yeah, he's
So
he's out playing the best guys in the league. Yeah.
he's a freak.
Remember
Technically so sound.
remember Quentin Johnson? Remember how he was a wash?
Yeah, he had like stone hands.
Not a wash anymore.
No,
Change up the
finally woke
coaching,
up.
confidence. J.K. Dobbins is running the shit out of the ball. Chargers might be an issue in the future. They're not going to win the division. We know that for sure, but they
No.
might be an issue moving forward.
Well, I think they got this year to kind of right the ship, not really be great, but have a decent record. And then not only that, but we could see something.
Also, forgot. I completely forgot.
Also,
had it in my head, gone. OT game, maybe the worst game of the week, and it wasn't.
Pats and Titans. Oh, it's a shit bowl.
OT game. Mason Rudolph plays pretty well. Drake May plays worse. But puts the ball in the end zone when he needs to Ramondre Stevenson. Puts the game into overtime. Tennessee wins at the end. If you're the Patriots, this is kind of how you want to compete. Almost.
Yeah,
win
you
and
want to
then
be
lose.
there. Drake May, 95 yards, 8 carries,
I know.
206 yards,
King legs.
1 touchdown, 2 picks. I mean, come on.
This is the most like
Where
rookie
are we
quarterback
going?
shitty team line where the quarterback goes 29 for 41, 2 interceptions and a touchdown, 8 carries for 95, and your lead receiver is a tight end. That's exactly what you expect out of a rookie quarterback.
Who would have known that he had the legs? I didn't know he had the legs.
Well, once everybody's downfield covered, he's like, I got to get out. They're going to let him run around a little bit. But yeah, don't leverage your future. You're going to get injured, Drake. That's just how it's going to go. But Titans win, but Titans still aren't good.
Yep.
Yeah. Falcons, Cowboys. Falcons beat the
Cowboys cooked? Cooked.
Dak Prescott out for
Stick a fork in him.
seemingly the rest of the year. Probably.
He said on
maybe.
the sideline, and quote, "We suck."
Yeah, and they do. And now they have a really hard decision between Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. Let's see how that works out. Neither of those guys are good. CD Lamb out for 2 weeks, I think. They're going to, or at least a week, but they're saying maybe he can play this week, but I doubt it. Yeah, they're not good. Falcons, Bijan's getting some movement going. Bijan's really coming into his own. Darnell Mooney had quite a game going on. The secondary and the Cowboys are booty cheeks. Falcons are winning this division easy, right?
They have to.
No one else is competing.
No one is. We thought the Saints might be a team, but the Falcons got it pretty much locked down.
And the Bucks lose everybody.
Darnell Mooney.
It's amazing what happens when you have.
Goes to show you when you have a quarterback and you're on the
Yeah.
same sheet of music. It's just impressive.
Who would have thunk? What a concept.
Drake London potentially injured for the next 2 weeks. So
Yeah, but they
Fantasy listeners, there you go.
They got pass catches.
Ravens. Woo, Broncos. Yeah, you're not it. Sorry. Same record, not the same team. What you gonna do?
Yeah. It's a whole different thing. You don't want to talk about the Bengals beating the Raiders or what?
No, I'd like to talk about the Bengals beating the Raiders just for the fact that Joey B's back and Vince May contract malaria. 5 touchdowns for Joe Burrow.
He's been playing like an MVP all year.
Mike Gesicki.
Yeah.
Wow. Resurgence of Gesicki.
I won't even say Joe Burrow's back. I'm going to say that he was been here all year, but that defense is so bad.
Been here.
He's been so good all year. He's like 3rd in passing or 4th in passing this year.
It's unfortunate they can't field the team around him because they paid him.
Luckily, he has a new backup running back.
T. Higgins gone. Might as well just be good riddance. He's going to be gone after the season.
Yeah, but he's on the team for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, he's probably not going to be there. Probably not going to sign him. But they do have Khalil Herbert now.
Yeah, the Bears gave him away for a bag of footballs. To think that you could have traded Velus Jones for a higher draft pick than what you traded Khalil Herbert for is truly
He's a running back. We valued him higher than everybody else did. Gardner Minshew, not good. Raiders, not good.
Yeah. And then the Bears, we already know. We talked about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Saquon, coolest fucking play of the year, probably.
Everybody lost their mind about this fucking play.
You don't think that's cool because you're wrong.
It was cool.
Very.
He didn't somersault into the end zone.
He went backwards hurdle over his head. What do you mean? That was the
And
most athletic play I've seen in like 2 years.
when they asked him, what were you thinking? He's like, I was just playing ball.
Yeah. Yeah, because you
Freak.
can't even you see the video of the sideline? Jordan
Yeah, they were
Davis,
losing
all
their
the guys on the sideline, they were just like, "Oh my god!" Like, how is he
Yeah.
doing that?
But
He's
then
a
not
freak.
only that, you know who else is a freak? Devontae Smith.
Yeah,
We thought we saw the catch of the year on Thursday night from Garrett Wilson with the
Yeah.
jump man. But Devontae Smith, holy shit.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Like,
it's
that's one of the best catches I've seen in my entire life.
yeah, like 2 of
Truly
the best
outstanding.
plays of the year happened within 2 quarters. It was
Yikes.
crazy. And Saquon Barkley, I know Derrick Henry's having a really good year. Saquon Barkley's only like 80 yards behind him or something for rushing leader this year. So all the good teams are running a lot. And Sirianni hot seat seems to be going away in aggressive fashion.
Growing plants.
OT game.
Rams, they're in it. And Puka Nacua got ejected for punching a guy in the face with a helmet on. I don't understand that.
don't
I've never
get
understood
it.
that. Why did you do that?
Open hand. Open hand.
You could
Slap
break
the
your
helmet.
hand. Literally, you could break your hand.
Yeah, slap the helmet. Don't punch it. Geno Smith is so volatile.
Yeah,
We saw him make like 3 or 4 really nice passes. And we also saw him make 3 or 4 of the worst passes I've ever seen. Like, it's so like one or the other.
Michael McDonald doesn't know him, but he's his quarterback.
I don't know you, but you're my quarterback.
It's like every week he's just like, I was there.
Stafford, dude.
He's good.
He's
really good.
It's one of those
Always
things
has
where
been.
he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I think
Yeah.
there's no denying that now.
Yeah. Guy's got
And-
ice in his veins.
I think, too, because he was on the Lions and they were so bad, he was so underrated for so long. Like, if you trade his situation with Rodgers and put him on the Packers for that, he's just as good.
Yeah.
Maybe better. Like, Matthew Stafford is that good, and just not enough people paid attention to him because it was always just him and Calvin and nobody else.
Yeah, if Javid Best was your best option back then, even though he was really good before all the concussions.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one team that was close. and
Who's that
the
receiver
Lions.
they got like 7th overall that just wasn't that good? And then they did another one. And then they finally got-
Williams,
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Williams, and then Carlos or Charles Rogers.
Charles Rogers, thank you.
Michigan
guy.
State Charles Rogers. So it was like, yeah, he was supposed to be the next best thing, and then he wasn't. And then, of course, Megatron. And then
Yep,
we all know
and that
how
worked
that
out.
ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
retired.
Rams win in OT, crazy
Yep.
game. One of the best catches I think we've both seen in a long time. What's his
Yeah.
name? Something Washington.
DeMarcus Robinson.
Is it? Are you sure about that? Oh,
Mhm.
good for him. Okay.
Speaking of
So,
Lions.
Lions are really good. Coolest end zone dance I've
Detroit
seen in a long time.
Lions. Jordan Love.
He's hurt.
Somebody on that team has played a pretty good quarterback this year, and you might want to put him in.
No, Vince, shut
It's
up.
Malik Willis.
Malik
time.
Willis is not
Put him
it,
in,
dude. No,
LaFleur.
he's not.
Don't be a baby-backed booty boy. Put him Malik Willis, please. I want to see him play more, mostly because I want to see him fuck up and have him lose. Josh Jacobs, good at running.
Josh Jacobs good at running. The rest of that team not doing much. The guy
Uh-uh.
in the sports book, you're my enemy now. I hate the
And
fact
they're
that you
still
danced
6-3.
around. And they're still 6-3, and the Bears still suck. And this is a great division, and it's the Lions division to lose.
Flacco.
But I'm happy the Lions. Flacco time. Vikings still staying alive, 6-2. Really good football team. There you go.
Yeah, but Joe Flacco. Played like Joe Flacco. Sam Darnold, not a great game overall.
Yeah, too many
Jettas.
picks. Too many shitty picks. 2 picks in the game. Aaron Jones is really good, by the way.
He's so good. He's so
Justin
good.
Jefferson's also very good. Hasn't found the end zone in 2 weeks, by the way.
But 137 yards. He's closing in on a total yards, like fastest to 5,000, I think, in record time. He's going to break records at the end of his career, for sure.
What I don't understand is why aren't the Colts running the football more?
Because they got
have, like, the best
Flacco.
running back. Dude, you got to run the football to set him up nicely.
No, I don't know. Shane Steichen, bad play calling. I don't really know. I read a stat, and I talked to you about it. I said it to you. The amount of yards that the Colts get in a game and the total wins that they've had in the last 2 years with Anthony Richardson or without are almost identical. They play identically with him or without him. That blew my mind. Part of me feels like you should just put him in and hope it goes well. But yeah, they could have won that game and they didn't, and that's on them.
I mean, it got to a point towards the end there. You kind of knew what was going on. They couldn't
Yeah.
score on offense, so what
They
are
were
you
done.
supposed to do? A lot of missed field goals for a dome, though. That's all I'll say. Like 3 missed field goals.
Weird. The Vikings should have won by more just based on that.
Right. And then finally, the Chiefs and the Bucks, man.
They're never going to lose.
I wanted the Bucks to win this game so bad.
They're never going to lose. It's never going to happen.
Considering what Baker has right now on offense, he doesn't have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin out for the season. He's doing this with Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard had one of the best receiving nights ever. Like, Cade Otton's also
Let me tell you about Cade Otton, man.
Let me tell you about Cade Otton, man. Brother-in-law Donnie Marbut, man.
I love
Guy's a dog, man.
I love
He's really
Bucky.
good.
I love Bucky. I love
Bucky Irving's
Cade
very
Otton.
good, but
He's
you
fun.
also have to look at the fact that, also Rashad White's there and he's getting goal line carries. So
Yep.
that's good. Sterling Shepard, 4 receptions. I thought it looked like more. It looked like every other play was ball. Sterling Shepard.
That's all he's got.
But Baker's doing the best he can. He's not turning the football over. He had a great game. The Bucks go down that final drive to score, tie the football game. They just left the best quarterback in the league with too much time.
Give Patrick Mahomes a chance. You don't even give him a 50% chance getting the ball. You go for 2. You have to go for 2. You just don't.
Yeah, you must.
Pat Mahomes had a great game. He played his ass off. This is the first one where he was actually really good. Kareem Hunt is resurrected. The Chiefs are never going to lose again. They've almost gone 11. They've gone 11 months without losing.
They're a good football team. They're going to lose to somebody, though.
I don't know. Who?
They're going to lose.
How? They just don't. Like, it's not even that they're beating everybody by a lot. They just decide to not lose. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It kind of annoys the hell out of me, but they're just so freaking good, dude. They're so good.
Okay, let's get off the D train for a little bit. They'll lose
No,
to
I'm
a
not
team
even.
that
I'm not even
nobody's gonna
saying
expect.
I don't. It's not even saying that I like it. It just feels like they figure out how to win at the end of every game.
Yeah, and the refs, not calling egregious.
Yeah.
Egregious.
Yeah, Mike and the refs.
Dude,
shout out to
no, the
I know,
final
I know.
of that
Just
game,
pisses you
there was
off.
a false start off the fucking jump that could have been spotted from Mars, and they don't call it.
Shout out
And
to
of
the
course,
kid.
it's to Kelsey, and they.
Shout out to the kid dressed up as Mahomes and his dad was dressed up as a referee and he paid him off. It was pretty funny.
Dylan Raiola. Oh,
No, if it feels like it, what happened to that? It's kind of weird still.
still weird.
All right. Should we pick it up and get the hell out of here?
Yeah, let's pick up the pace and get some picks in. All right, so week
You
9,
lead.
my turn to pick.
Yep, you lead, buddy.
All right, so Thursday night football. Let's kick it off. We got the
Ravens.
Bengals playing at the Ravens tonight.
Ravens.
Will be the night. Vince, what are your thoughts?
Ravens, Bengals suck. Final answer.
Ooh, for the sake of parity, give me the Bengals. I feel like
Woohoo!
they played really well.
In Baltimore?
They really do. And yeah, give me Joey B. I like this game.
No shot.
All right, we got an early morning start on Sunday with the Giants and the Panthers, potential Poopy Bowl in Germany.
In Deutschland sprechen Sie
What do you
Deutsch.
say, yeah? What do you say, yeah? What
Ich
are you
liebe
picking?
dich. Ich liebe dich. Ein Gigante. That was Spanish. I'm taking the Giants.
I have a really weird feeling about this one. Give me Bryce Young. I feel like he's catching
2 in a
lightning
row.
bottle. Yeah, I feel like he goes across the top.
2 in a row.
Xavier Leggett. I feel like he's going to
Him trying to speak to a German guy has to be prime stuff. I don't even know how that would
can't
work
wait.
out.
They're not going to understand a word he's saying. What is
Even
he
if
saying?
they speak English, yeah.
All right, and then the game we've all been waiting for Sunday. The Chicago Bears at home play the New England Patriots. Vince, who do you got?
The
Battered
Bears,
off.
the Bears clearly win this one. Patriots are bad. The Bears are getting so much hate. They clearly win it, and then it's going to get bad for the rest of the year.
All right, Club Dub. I'm rolling with it. Bears, we're still like pain. All right, now fucking 49ers go to Tampa Bay. Tampa's playing really well right now, but CMC is back. What are your thoughts?
Is he playing this week or is he practicing?
He's practicing, but there's a chance he could play.
I don't think they're going to put him in like that. I feel like the Buccaneers had a really unfortunate loss. I think they're going to pull this one out. I don't love the pick, but I don't think I'm going to pull it. I'm going to take the Buccaneers.
All right. Vince takes the Bucks. Give Mike with the fucking 49ers.
Okay.
All right. The Broncos play the Chiefs at home. Do the rich get richer, Vince?
Bo Nix pissed me off on Madden. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah. Vince decided that he wanted to play Mike and Madden, even though it was Mike's first time playing Madden. And
No,
he learned
you said that
day.
we should. You said that we should. We did random teams. I got the Broncos. It sucked. Final
Could have
answer.
been the Chargers. Whatever.
But they're not ranked well in Madden. All right.
All right. I will also take the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Okay.
And the Bills play the Colts at the Colts. Does A-Rich come back? Or is it done?
Probably not. And also the Colts, I think, are a little cooked, so I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah, give me the Bills on that as well. Now, can Russ, Danger Russ, with a spicy sandwich, be careful, spicy. Can Russ with a spicy sandwich come in to good old Commie Land and beat the 7-2 Commanders?
He's probably gonna get tendon knee from this because everybody gets injured in FedEx Field or whatever it is.
Tendon knee. By the way, they just traded for Mike Williams.
The Commanders.
Yes, they did. No,
okay.
the Steelers.
The Steelers. Yes, you're right. I feel like the Commanders have skated away in victory the last couple weeks. I think the Steelers are going to come in and play pretty hard. Let me get Steelers.
Give me the Steelers. I like it as well.
Okay.
Vikings at the Jaguars playing a couple close games this season against some pretty good teams, but I do like the Vikings on the road here. What are you thinking?
Especially the last couple weeks, the Jaguars have been really close, but I can't take them. I want to so bad, but I can't. I just can't do it.
Give me Sam Darnold because
Yeah.
I like Sam Darnold and the Vikings. Yep. All right, so the Falcons go and play the disenchanted Saints, who have no longer hitched their wagon to anybody. So your thoughts?
Interim head coach Flair does something silly to teams. Antonio in Vegas, that happened. It's happened a couple times, actually. It happened with the Giants as well. I think the Saints are going to win this game, and I think they're not going to win another game the rest of the year.
Bold pick, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him. Give me the Falcons.
Sure.
All right. Shittiest team potentially in all the NFL play the Chargers at home. So the Titans play the Chargers in SoCal. What are your thoughts?
Harbaugh doesn't lose.
Yep,
to the Titans.
I will take
doesn't happen.
that bet as well. Give me the Chargers. The Jets play the Cardinals in good old Mike Land, AZ. What are your thoughts on this? Do the Jets continue this role?
Mike Greenberg's going to be happy Jets win this game.
Give me the Jets as well. I like that. Eagles at Cowboys. This matchup last year would have been pretty exciting. Not so much this year. Your thoughts?
I mean, they're going to the NFC Championship. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, give me the Eagles as well. Cowboys blow, even though Cooper Rush will be starting. So shout out to the Cooper Rush.
You sure?
Lions,
they said Trey Lance has a chance.
I think it's going to be Cooper Rush. Just saying. Okay. Give me... All right, so we got the Eagles there. Now we have the Lions at the Texans.
Yeah.
This game's interesting.
Texans had such a bad game last week. Such a bad game last week.
Really bad game.
And I feel like they have to bounce back, and they're at home, and the Lions are really on a hot streak right now, and it does have to come to an end at some point. The Lions are playing so well. It just feels like this is a letdown game for them. I'm going to take the Texans regrettably.
Oh, man, you stole it.
You can agree with you.
Give me Dan Campbell. Give me Dan Campbell.
Okay, MCDC.
All right. Dolphins, Rams. We got the Dolphins. Couple 2-3 games here. Can't seem to get off the schneid with Tua Tagovailoa.
It's a silly game. This is a silly game. Dolphins played really well last week. Rams
Against a
winning
very
a
good
nail
team.
biter. Fuck it. I'll do it again. Give me the Dolphins. One of these has to hit.
All right, give me the Rams.
Throw it at a wall and see what sticks, Mike. I need to do something different here to get back in this game. So
Sometimes you got to throw the shit at the wall and see if it sticks. Right
There's
now,
some
Mike is up
parity.
4 games on the season. We got some good parity this week.
yeah,
Pick who you're going to roll with. Is it going to be Mike or is it going to be Vince? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
yeah.
As always, people, we thank you for joining us as you do. The views are up every week on the YouTube. So you clearly love seeing these fotches. So we thank you for joining us. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button so you continue
Do it.
to see these guys every week. Call it in, right? I mean, you got to call it in. You got to tell us how you're feeling.
Call it
each week.
in,
Just
air it
we
out, let us
wanna
know.
Air it out. Air it out. We'll be your little venting board. You had a bad week? Let us know. You had a great week. Let us know. You got a hot take? Think the Bears are going to go out there and get Bill Belichick? Let us know.
You got a hot mom? Let me know.
Vince is in the market for the record. 'Cause he's money. He's money, baby. He's money. And with that, we appreciate you joining us as you always do. You know the drill. This is the year of the sibling. So if you haven't yet, share it to your brother, share it to your sister, share it to your sister from your other mister or a brother from another mother. And as always, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Talking tales with Mike and Vince. Oh, you know. Jazzy beats while we dispense. Yeah, you know.